podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com.
I've been looking forward to this show and to this beer all day.
Eureka.
We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day, 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 We make plays every day,
Welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I am your host, Bogart Scott Free. I got two of the greatest in the game. Two of my nearest and dearest in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Two individuals that, man, we could put all this fantasy and podcasting content creating aside, and I feel like I would still be great friends with them. You know what I'm saying? It is a combination of intelligence and swag, sophistication. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, a lot of those things don't apply to me in general, but for these two gentlemen, yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna welcome in my two guest hosts for the night, and this episode is gonna be known as the top 5 all-time episode list, jump off, whatever you want to call it. But it's my man Jonathan, aka Smoking, aka Smoking Jay, aka the Fantasy Fornicator. Hey, what's happening?
Hey, bro, what's good, man? Glad to be here with you guys, Doug and Bogart. Let's get it.
Yeah. And, you know what I'm saying, as my man Fornicator had just mentioned, we're going to welcome in our next special guest host for the evening. It's my man, Dougie Fresh. You might have seen him from such cartoons as Doug. You know what I'm saying? I am Mr. Dink. You know what I mean? Very expensive. Yo, shout out to everybody that knows that reference, Doug. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he is the host. He is the host of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Hey, Doug Smith, what's happening?
What's going on, man? Hey, good to be back. Got the Fantasy Fornicator. We got Bogart Scott Free. Another classic we about to crank out, man, for real.
I also forgot to mention. I also forgot to mention Playmakers. My man Smokey. He's also the host of the Bears, Brews, and the Bros podcast. Shout out to all the bros. Shout out to Doc PL, or what is it? Fucking.
You got it.
Doc PL, PLC. I was like PCL. I was like ACL. I was like, yo, I'm getting dyslexic on this motherfucker. Shout out to the Doc. Shout out to Sweetness. Shout out to Greatness, aka Renegade. You know what I'm saying? Man, much love to all y'all, everybody. Be sure to subscribe to all these gentlemen's isms. And actually, we're gonna get to that right now. Let's handle some housekeeping. Follow me at the GMM Network on both Twitter and IG. Go ahead and follow me at Bogart Scott Free World on IG. We want to shout out our sponsors, Milk and Honey TX, for all your CBD wellness and all your CBD goodness. Go to milkandhoneytx.com. You know what I'm saying? Tell them Bogey sent you. And they're not going to give you a discount because everything's already discounted. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go ahead and, you guys heard it in the intro, this podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com. Go ahead to monkeyknifefight.com, sign up. With your first deposit, you use promo code GMM. We're going to match that joint all the way up to $50. UFC around the corner again this weekend. You know what I'm saying? We got all the big three coming back. Baseball, basketball, football. We're going to speak it into existence. Fuck you, Corona. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go ahead and we're going to pass this thing on to my man, Smoking Jay. Let him know where they can find you.
Yeah, man, you guys can find me on Instagram at Fantasy Fornicator. You can find me on Twitter, FF Fornicator. Also on YouTube, search me Fantasy Fornicator. And make sure to follow my podcast on Instagram, Bears, Brews, and the Bros. Holla at your boy.
Dougie Fresh, let him know.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? This is the Touchdown with Doug Smith. If you go to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and also Twitter, you can catch me all there. It's all the Touchdown with Doug Smith. On Instagram, I'm going to take it, on Twitter, it's going to be just the Touchdown with Doug Smith. And on TikTok, I'm going to be Touchdown Doug. So, holla at me.
Yeah. And both of these gentlemen's content is fucking phenomenal. Like, if I want to yell, Touchdown with Doug Smith, give me money. and Bears, Brews, and the Bros give me money, and that's in the most respectful way. You know what I'm saying? Because I would no, because you know what I'm saying. It might sound wrong, like yo, give me money, but you know, anytime I'm yelling, give me money, is because I'm promoting something. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right.
No doubt.
Now this episode, we're gonna take just a brief break from the fantasy isms that you playmakers are accustomed to hearing and seeing from the real fantasy playmakers. But in this case, you know what I'm saying, it is technically a fantasy show, but we're gonna fantasize our top fives of all times. You know what I mean? Because top five of all time in any category is subjective. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there is, you know, someone can like, you know, peaches, someone can like pears. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But anyway, if people don't like peaches, get the fuck out of here. And I ain't talking about the fruit. I ain't talking about the fruit neither. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so let's go ahead. We're gonna start with the first. Oh shit! Oh man! Oh hey, that's kind of a spoiler alert for one of my top five TV shows later. But anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and start with top five lyricists. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be a good host. I'm gonna let one of you two gentlemen go first. Which one of y'all want to go first?
I got it.
I got it. Okay.
I got it.
Paper, scissors, rock this thing.
Hey! Let me kick this thing off, man. We're gonna spit the five that we got, right?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yep.
I gotta go with my guy representing Queensbridge, Nasty Nas. We already know Illmatic, Stillmatic,
Great
doing
choice.
his thing. I don't
Great
care what
choice.
anybody want to say. He ethered the shit out of Jay-Z, bro. He won that shit. We know.
Yes,
we know.
this is
Damn it,
accurate.
man. I don't care, bro, what anybody's talking about. It's all about Nasty Nas, baby. So I'm gonna go with Nas first. I'm gonna go with Weezy, F baby, Lil Wayne, representing New Orleans. We already know Weezy F.
Yeah,
Third up,
that's a
I
good
got
one.
Jay-Z. I go
Yep.
with Jigga. Gotta have Jigga Man in there. We already know. Also, I gotta get Eminem in there, man.
Hey, I'm not mad at it.
Hey, he came in spitting some crazy fire. His lyrics were definitely shock value. People were not ready for that shit. So I gotta give it to M. He changed up the game. White Boy was doing his thing. We already know where M's at in the game. Number five, I'm from Chicago. I have to
Twista.
throw Chicago. No.
Ooh.
We talk about lyrical. You know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
If we would have gone top five styles,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would have had Twista because that style, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
think Twista.
Because
But
he is lyrical too, though. But yeah, go ahead.
But we're going straight lyrics. I gotta go with my man Common, bro. Common
Oh,
breaks it
that's a
down
good
lyrically. Bro, come on, man. Don't play with my guy Common,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a good one, bro.
Yes, sir. Those are my top five right there.
Ooh, okay, Doug, fire him off,
You got
and then we'll have a little bit
real
of a debate.
quick, you got good taste, brother, in music, man. You got good
Yeah,
taste.
yeah, phenomenal. Way to
Appreciate you,
pop
man.
the show off.
Shouts out to you, man, for real, man. All right,
Let's go.
My number one of all time. He's made me laugh, cry. He's like the best friend I never had in my life, man. Like, I've been rocking him since fourth grade, actually. I moved to California, and fourth grade is when I really got into hip hop, man. So my number one of all time lyricist, artist, whatever, any genre, Tupac Shakur, man.
Ooh. See, you
That's
know what's
number
crazy?
one.
Okay, yeah, okay, no, continue.
Oh no, you go ahead.
No, because we'll save this for after you, I say my list, and we'll debate a little bit.
So number two for me is gonna be Mr. Queensbridge himself, Nasty Nas.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a huge Nas fan. He's a storyteller. He makes you feel like you are in New York. He makes you feel like Frank Sinatra's playing and you going through the projects on a Christmas Eve, man, and he about to hit the bodega, and it's just it's the damn picture of New York, man. He's epitome of a New Yorker, man. I
The
love
chip
his
tooth
lyricism.
kid. You know
And I
what I'm
really don't like a lot of new school New York artists because it's little Atlanta, to be real with you. Everybody's
Yeah, for
hey,
sure.
Brad, they slang Jack in Chicago and Atlanta and the Bay and all these other places. So, but Nasty Nas is number two. Number three, yay!
Oh, he's got the Ice Cube in there. Hey, I love that.
Yeah.
People sleep on him being a
Rhymes like
lyricist.
Hey.
I love Ice Cube, man. Like Ice Cube, man, he is one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite actors, rappers, man. Like I grew up on Ice Cube. Fridays is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Love Ice Cube. Huge Ice Cube fan. His music, man, it gets your blood pumping. Number 4 is someone of the new school, man. They came out. Well, I heard of them in, I think it was 2009, 2010 when Section 80 came out. That's K-Dot and
yes.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, I love that one.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, man, he is something special,
K-Dot.
man. So, yeah, huge. And number 5, I probably have like another 5 honorable freaking mentions. But if I had to take and choose one, this is a personal favorite of mine. I have to take and say Bun B, man. I rock with the H-Town.
Hey, I'm not mad at that. He was more barred up than Pimp C. Pimp C was more the swag with the twain. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I eat so much shrimp, I got iodine pouring in. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's more of a swagged up and Bun B was barred up. Okay, all right. So check us out.
Yeah, man.
All right, this is no particular order, but I gotta go with my man Hova. You know what I'm saying? Because he says shit like "survive the drought, I wish you well." Like, you know what I mean? Little shit like that. Like, you know, where it's like because he definitely influenced me when I write. Like, you know what I mean? Like where I'm trying to hit double entendres all day. It's going right over their head. Definitely got nasty Nas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nas. You know what I mean? It's you guys already made all the valid points for why Nas belongs unanimously on all our list. You know what I mean? Then, sticking to the New York theme, I gotta have my man Jada in there. Jada Kiss. He's just like he never like did nothing but go upwards as far as lyricism and like also being able to be a great songwriter and be commercial wise, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then that's 1, 2, 3, and then I also had Slim Shady in there, but I'm gonna remove him because I feel like that's not only because he was already stated, but I want to throw in Raekwon because Raekwon's another one of those ones that like.
Yes, sir.
Well, like
love that shit,
like Raekwon was like, hey, I almost wanted to name my son Raekwon, and my girl was like, hell no, and she was, and she goes like this. She goes, his name's gonna be Emmanuel Raekwon. I'm like, yeah, and she's like, because I was like, if he looks like me, he's Emmanuel Raekwon. If he doesn't, he's just Raekwon. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to give my son my name if he didn't look like me. I don't know. Call me crazy, right? But like, I mean, I wouldn't expect my dad to give me the name if I look just like my dad. So you know what I mean? But anyways, Raekwon. My girl goes. She goes, didn't you make a joke that if you name your son Raekwon, he won't be able to get a job? And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I said that. I'm like, they're gonna read that shit like, you know what? Let's go with Bobby here. Look, I'm like, it's gonna have trouble on applications. First of all, bad Bogart joke, but yes, the Playmakers know me. Anyways, and then I'm gonna sound biased here, and because I do have a lot of names of rappers that are very lyrical from the Bay Area, but I wanted it to be a broad spectrum of that you guys would know these rappers as well. But I'm throwing me on that list. You know what I'm saying? Oh. I'm throwing Bogart scot-free. Pum! You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm barred up. You know what I'm saying?
You are barred, yeah. I've heard
like, listen to this shit. I got this new one. I said, how does it go? Ah, damn it. I didn't want to stall the show up trying to remember some bars. Oh, okay, hold on. Here we go.
2 years ago.
No. I said, okay, check this out. I said, on the same page, be the same chapter. We all know the same thing. Can't stop the rapture. Foreseen the whole thing. Foreshadowed. Cold game got me hot. Need a cold shower. In the fast lane on my 24th hour. Shipped it out of state. 100 plate of that sour. 10-piece flock of geese. Pound cakes of that powder. Pack power tools. Plot power moves the game's hours. At large as Bogart, come to find out I had it in the bag all along. Chip on my shoulder, been getting over. Push cola like Pepsi, break slab down the boulders. Calculate my every move if it's worth it first. Pick it up, cut it smooth, how a surgeon work. Even more smooth when I serve the work. Chickens of that fish scale, call it surf and turf. Back when I was young, I hugged the block. Underdogs in the field, clutching Glocks, chucking rocks. All grown now, so we flood the block. Dumping blocks, stretch it like elastic. Cutting soft, make it flip like gymnastics. Duffel stuffed with guap. Double and quintuple, my numbers up a notch. They can't stop They can't stop. Juggernaut hit a lick on the connect in the drought, make him run it stock. Ah.
All right, my turn.
Yeah, here we go.
I got one.
Oh my God, are we freestyling?
I told you it's gonna be one of those
Okay.
ones, Fornicator.
Okay.
I drunk some yoo-hoo. I holler at a girl. I was like, yoo-hoo. Hey,
I think he's cracking the top 1,000.
You smell like PU. I'm Doug.
Oh man,
Word.
bro, that's a hook. We gotta
That's all I
collab,
got.
bro.
That's all I got.
Bro, that's why he dropped the mic on that one.
Hey, Bogart, I'm just happy you did not put Nelly in your top 5 lyrics. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, hey, okay. All right, first of all, Nelly,
I would question your list if you did.
I had a
Just
my
started to hip
favorite,
hop last week. You went to Wikipedia. The
Right.
top artist selling.
bro. Nelly, that song, "Loving Me," better loving me, whatever you want, a better loving me, bro. That song is the shit. That's
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'm telling you, that joint, like, fuck all Nelly's whole catalog. That one song, I was like, oh, he's kind of nice. Like, he's not, and he's just singing on that joint, but bro, it's such a. Anyways, so let's debate this thing a little bit. Jonathan's list, my man Smokey J. I agree with his list up and down, right? Who's on your list? There was one person I wanted to argue a little. Oh, Tupac. Okay, I love Tupac. Spoiler alert: he's on my greatest artist of all time list. But lyricism, he was more of like a he's kind of like a Martin Luther King type, like my drug dealers they plug villains and you know what I mean, like he kind of has that superimposing delivery that like where he can kind of say anything, and yes, he was really nice with the lyrics and and as a songwriter, a complete artist, but I don't know, I just like lyrically like I would listen to Jada or even Fabulous is like an honorable mention, but like I don't really love their music like per se. I just love how they're barred up. So that's how they made my list. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like with a lyricist, man, it's like because there's other guys who are obviously more lyrical too. But we could go Hops and Jadakiss. And there's a lot of people. Biggie was more lyrical in Pac, right? There's a lot of those guys. But the music, I'm just talking about like the music, like the songs that hit you to your core. Because like, okay, hip hop, like, okay, you got your lyrics and stuff, but like, how much does it impact you, right? So we can't just be like, oh, lyrics, because there's tons of Lil Dicky rap fast as hell, right? You know what I mean? There's a bunch of cats, but
Lil Dicky almost made my list.
He can rap, man. He got the whole like, he just loves talking about dicks and stuff, and I'm not.
And small dicks, specifically.
Yeah, man, I can't relate. So
Yeah.
Hey, almost 12 years of marriage. Hey.
Yeah.
But
Man, can I throw my honorable mention real quick?
Yeah,
man?
yes, please do.
Hey man, R.I.P. man, Nipsey for sure, bro. That he was barred up, and he was always kicking that powerful message. You know what I'm saying? He was always giving that motivation. You know what I'm saying? That stuff that you wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying?
He was really barred up though. You're right.
Straight up, bro.
In that theme of rest in peace rappers that were barred up, bro. Big L was fucking dope.
Oh man.
But it's like I feel like his sample size was too small, but to put him on a list. But at the same time, his catalog that does exist up and down is dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's never not coming through. And then here's another one of my honorable mention. It is a Boricua. You know what I'm saying? It's my man Fat Joe, bro. I mean Fat Joe. I'm sorry, not Fat Joe. Big Pun. Big Pun. My bad. Yeah, Big Pun, bro. Poof. Big Pun, bro. Damn, he was saying some shit, bro. He was saying some shit. Okay, let's get on. Let's move on. So we're gonna move on to we're gonna go ahead on with best rap / hip hop groups, top 5. You know what I'm saying? All time. You know what I mean? Let's do this thing like I guess let's go like a snake draft. So I'll go right here. Okay. So I got out in no particular order. I got Outkast. I got Dog Pound. You know what I'm saying? The Lox. Right? It was tough. It was either them or Mobb Deep, but like there was only, you know, with the Locks, I just respect them. It's kind of like a dual thing. Like I love the group as well as them solo. Like as lyricists, they're all dope. You know what I mean? And then I gotta throw in Wu-Tang Clan, right?
Yeah.
And then damn, for the life of me, what was my hold on, Outkast. Oh, and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Woo!
Yeah.
That's my
Hell
shit.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Fresh.
All right, man. So I got you actually have quite a few of mine on there. So Wu-Tang, no particular order, by the way. I gotta say it. Wu-Tang, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Outkast, and I got two different ones on here. Little Brother.
Oh yeah.
North Carolina hit. That's Fonte, rapper Big Pooh, and then Ninth Wonder, who's probably my top 3 favorite producer of all time, man. He's freaking goat to me, man. I love him. So soulful, man. He puts you in the damn time machine and just takes you back when you hear his lyrics, man. So, or his beats, excuse me. And then the Ghetto Boys.
Ooh,
Holy shit!
I forgot about the Ghetto Boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, yes.
Know that shit, boy.
And Willie D, he's like the king of masculine hip hop, man. When he raps, he just lets his nuts hang and says what the hell is on. And shouts out to his podcast. If y'all get a chance, check him out, man.
It's a good podcast.
Yo, he goes in, man.
He sure does.
Like no holds bars, man.
Yeah.
He goes in.
And they had one of the greatest of all time in that group as well with Scarface, man. And then even One Eye Will, what was his name? The dude with the one eye.
Oh, Bushwick Bill.
Bushwick Bill. That guy is just savage, dude. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you know, just being like, you know, back in the 90s and in the late 80s, a lot of these groups, they had like a character. So, like, you know, he was like the Flavor Flav kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, honorable mentions, if I could just add this in there really quickly. Honorable mentions to West Side Connection. Love West Side Connection and Dog Pound as well too. And I love.
Yeah.
I like a lot of. I listen to a little bit of everything. I appreciate all coast, Midwest included, man.
Well, because you done lived everywhere too, which is dope.
Yeah, man. So I've been around everybody, man. But when I first got into hip hop, was actually the West Coast, man. So yeah, I got a lot of West Coast artists in there.
Yeah. All right, Smokey, what you got?
All right. I'm gonna go with my 5. We gotta go with Wu-Tang. You know, we know what they did for the culture, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the Wu-Tang, baby. I also had to put in their Bone Thugs. I'm from the Midwest. I fuck with all of them. Busy Bone, Lazy Bone, Crazy Bone, Wishbone, you know, all the bone.
You feel me?
Yes, Flesh and Bone. Let's go, man. On top of that, man, you know what? I had to go with No Limit, with Silk the Shocker.
Oh, TRU?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Bro, that was my honorable mention. Oh, thank you for doing it for me.
I had to do it.
Oh, my God. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Hey.
Oh, that's the slap.
Hey, I had to go with Cash Money or the Hot Boys.
Oh, the
want to
Hot
break it
Boys.
down? Hot Boys.
Wow, on fire.
You feel me?
Hey, I'm fucking with your list.
I had to close this shit out with motherfuckers that put a stamp on the game. They were talking about some real shit. They had to shed light on it. Let's go with motherfucking NWA. We know what the fuck is this.
Oh, man.
We're not fucking around, Joe. Let's go, man. NWA, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, all them boys. We already know what they did for this game, man. Let's go.
Damn. Hey, you know what's crazy? Is I'm ashamed of myself that when I was, you know, because that was probably the fastest list I compiled, and I did not think of NWA because I feel
like a jerk. Thanks a lot, man. No,
I know. hey, it's a good thing he went last. You know what I mean? He closed that one up real nice. All right, well, let's see. If I think about anybody's list, I can't really debate anybody's list on this one because
it's hard to, bro.
Yeah, because they're all like
they're all valid. Much, you know what I'm saying? You can't take anything away from these cats, bro, at all.
I do have an honorable mention, and like they're really slept on as a group because they're connected to Tupac so much. But you know, the Outlaws, bro, like the Outlaws were so dope, like because they were all straight out of the Dirty Jers. Straight lyrical as fuck, you know what I mean? And like on some thug shit, like, and then like they were in the game so young, like you ever even that song, "The Good Die Young," like bro, like just these young kids that are speaking on some life shit, or even what was it, a Young Noble, Young Noble was on.
Yeah.
Edie. I mean, he was featured on.
He got a kid with his sister, man. Pac's sister.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so he's like 24 years old. I actually looked him up on IG, man. I was like, dude, like he seemed like a nice kid, man. He's pursuing acting, and yeah, he looks. It's weird because the kid looks like a cross between Pac and Edie. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
That's dope. Yeah. Hey, but yeah, man. Yeah, I throw the Outlaws in there as an honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Or even Red and Meth. I'll throw Red and Meth in there because they're like.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because even though, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That was the
one.
Yeah.
That was the
Microphone
one.
check up.
Yeah,
I
swinging swole lecture.
always hated that their songs were so short.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, that's the one thing about it, bro. The Rockwilder, I was like, man, I want some more. That shit was hard, bro.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Like, if you're a DJ mixing those songs in the club or at the school dance or whatnot, like, yo, you gotta be ready with that next track because that shit's gone in 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna pop this next one off with Smokey, and we're gonna go ahead and go with. Now we're closing the music side of this one with top 5 dead or alive artists of all time.
What was the list? You broke up a little.
This one's a top 5 dead or alive artists of all time. Also, check this out. If ever like you guys can't hear me, like, and it's cut out or something like that, just get out and jump back in the room.
Okay.
Yeah. Smokey, can you hear us?
I got you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we good.
It tends to happen. It tends to happen like after like 30, 40 minutes. Sometimes I've noticed that with the group face joint. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, so top 5 dead or alive artists of all time. Smokey, let's go.
Let's get it, man. Top 5 dead or alive artists. I gotta go with Tupac.
Yes.
Tupac was the total package. We already know what he did with a rap game. His lyrical game, I love it. His delivery was on point. His acting skills, everything. We know Juice. We know what we did. You know what I'm saying? So Pac did a lot as an artist through and through. That dude, legend for real. Next guy up, I went with Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. Had to do it, man. That dude, unfortunately, the same thing like Pac, man. Gone too soon, man. R.I.P. Next guy up, I had to go with Jay-Z. He did a lot, man. The record label, he found Kanye West, put him on.
Even finding people like Rihanna, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Very, very influential. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rihanna, Kanye, record label, he even got his clothing brand up and all that shit. So
I used to rock wear shit for real though.
Yeah.
I'm saying that was the thing for sure. And then, my next guy up, number 4. This is no particular order too. I'm just saying, Dr. Dre, another guy, man. He did a lot for the game. Pioneer in the game. Came on as a producer with his beats and all that, but he also showed that he has the lyrical game too. People wait on his albums, bro. We wait for his albums because we know he's dropping that fire, Joe. So had to put Dre on there. My last guy, number 5, I went with Weezy F because we know what he did with the mixtape game. He brought it to a whole different level. Nobody was giving you free music the way Weezy was. He changed the motherfucking game when it came to that shit. So Lil Wayne, I had to put him in there for that reason. That's my top 5.
That's a fire-ass list. Okay, Fresh, go ahead and set this thing ablaze.
All right. First of all, he stole my list. No, I was playing. Y'all could say, man. There's a lot in there that are also mine. I would say number 1, then everybody else, screw it. This is my top 5. Here it is. Tupac, number 1. Tupac, as I mentioned before, man, Tupac it's crazy. Like, I hear his music and I tear up sometimes, man, just because it's so powerful, man.
Straight up.
He was the son of a Black Panther, a Black militant, and they stood for liberty, man. They stood for freedom, and it's just a lot of his music, man. And he was a very complex person who had a lot of layers to him.
Oh yeah,
man.
like an onion, even.
Ladies' man, the gangster, the revolutionary, the unifier, the
actor.
Everything, the actor,
revolutionary,
everything, man. So he, what he embodied as an artist, man, it's huge. So, he's in there, top 5 all time. For number 2, I definitely got to go Slim Shady, man. Slim Shady for sure, man.
Slim
Eminem,
Shady.
he just lyrically, man, like he ruined a lot of careers, man. And Ja Rule's now performing in front of 15 people.
Oh,
hold on. Patch and jaw.
Shout out 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Man, whooping that ass, man.
He sure did.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. This is all time. So I definitely have to take and say Scarface. I love Scarface's body of work.
Man, yes,
Face Mob.
Face Mob.
Huge fan of his. See that's number 3. For number 4, I'm gonna take and go Notorious B.I.G. man. Obviously he didn't have a long body of work like some of the other artists on this list.
But to his impact alone, you know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, there would be no Puff Daddy, Diddy, or whatever the hell his name is these days without Notorious Big. So he was just amazing, man. And Biggie, man, it's like I was telling someone recently, if Hypnotize came out today, like today, 2020, it would be banging in the club right now.
Straight banger.
Oh, I might do a cover. Bogey, 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 can't you see? We bringing it.
Just hypnotize me, and I just love you.
Oh,
absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. And then the last one on the list, man, and this is a tough one, man. I always struggle with the last people on the list because I want to fit everybody. I want like this perfect list, and I don't ever want to disrespect anybody. So just let me throw that out there, man. But if I had to take and say, man, I am a huge hard man because you gave me a list and I stopped at 4. I'll keep it 1,000. I stopped at 4, but I'm gonna put Kendrick Lamar on the list, man. My top 5 lyricists.
Hey, I'm not mad at it.
Kendrick Lamar, man, he's this generation's version of Tupac.
He's 15 years in the game, so it's suffice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, and he's 30. I think he's like 30 years old or 31. But he has the mind of like a 50-year-old, man, like the knowledge that he be kicking and stuff, man. So you talk about the stuff that he's doing in the black community and black unity and black love, all the different things. You know, I may not be black, man, but I can appreciate it, man. And, a lot of my heroes in life are black men and women. So, man, to take and see that and the way I have 2 daughters, and so they love Kendrick Lamar. Obviously, it's going to be the edited version when they hear it.
Yeah.
But it's like, that better be the radio version.
There's hella blank spots in it. It's like...
Yeah, man, but like, especially the stuff he did on the Black Panther soundtrack, man. Any performance that he does is freaking fireworks and flames, and that feeling that Pac kind of gave you, man. Kind of reliving that again. So Kendrick Lamar, man,
I love it.
Love that shit, man.
I feel I might have. Man, I hope I didn't make a mistake in saying, because when I said it, I was just like, top 5 artists dead or alive, just artists in general, right? Because I have a few that aren't rappers. You know what I'm saying? So definitely Jay's on my list, Tupac's on my list, and Big, right? My other 2 are John Lennon, and Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
Ooh. Man, I was about to put Michael Jackson on. I swear I was, bro.
See, that's why I was like, I felt bad. I felt bad because I'm like, fuck, did I specify it's just artists in general for this category? You know what I mean?
I thought it was like hip hop. Okay.
Well, you know what? While we're on it though,
too, but it's all good. It's all good though, bro.
But while we're on it, let's throw in some honorable mentions in that are outside of the genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, go fire some off, fellas. You know what I mean?
I got a few, man. I love Kings of Leon, the rock group.
Ooh, they're dope.
Yeah. I was running around looking down.
Yeah.
Love Kings of Leon. They don't put out whack music, man. This is like
Kings of Leon are dope. I can't lie.
It's like Southern rock and roll it feels like Southern rock and roll, but it's like progressive and the message and stuff and the work they do in Africa and they're awesome, man. I love Kings of Leon. Yeah. That would be my number 1 favorite rock group of all time. If we're breaking down every genre, Anthony Hamilton is my favorite R&B artist of all time. He's
coming where I'm from. Hey, have you heard the Hamiltons?
You are the donkey
of the day. Yes. I love how we know the Hamiltons for that drop. That's funny.
For country music, I don't listen to a lot of country. I'm very selective with country, but
come on, Garth
I like
Brooks.
Brad Paisley.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, go. You gotta throw in Garth Brooks. I know how to do the electric slide just because of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. For like Christian music, and I don't like I'm with Kirk Franklin, man. I don't believe in like, oh, well, gospel's like black Christian music, and Christian music's just like white folks do. It's just all one genre to me. But I love Kirk Franklin. I love Hillsong. We got some awesome praise and worship music. When it comes, back to rock and roll, classic rock. I love Glenn Frey. I love the Eagles.
Ooh,
Classic
love the Eagles.
80s rock and roll, man. They make you feel. When I hear a song, "You Belong to the City" by Glenn Frey.
Belong to the city.
So that's a top three. To me, that's a top three of any genre of music of all time for me. Because I hear that and I just feel like I'm on top of the world. Like this town is mine. Like it just gives me that feeling. So, and then Journey. Love Journey.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, bro. So it's a thing at every Niner game. If we win the game, when everyone's walking out, they play. They play "Don't Stop Believing" or they play "And When the Lights Go Down in the City and the sun shines on the bed." Oh my God, like that's like I just got goosebumps because it just takes me back. Like every time we got a W, and like you got thousands and thousands of people walking out of the stadium. Half of them are staying there. They're just staying there singing the song. It's just amazing. I love Journey. Shout out to Journey. You know, fun fact, their lead singer ended up having some kind of vocal like issue. I think it was like cancer. I mean, Playmakers, you could probably look this up, but it came to a point in his life he couldn't sing no more. And like, so they ended up when YouTube became a thing. There was a singer. He would go on YouTube. He was a little Filipino guy, tiny little Filipino dude, and he would do Journey covers. And he sounded exactly like the dude. And they found him, and they went and took him, put him in the band, and they went on tour. And people would cry when they hear him sing because they would be like, they never thought they'd be able to hear Journey live. And it wouldn't sound exactly like the guy, bro. Like check it out, bro. Like this dude.
I saw him in person, man. I saw them live 2 Christmases ago. Dope. I had pictures, man. It was a good concert, man.
He's a tiny little dude, huh?
Man, he like 4'11". Yeah.
Yes, it is no joke. Hey, Fornicator, he's a little dude. I don't think he's ever rode a roller coaster in his life.
Man, when he was performing, he was like, "Woo, San Antonio!" He kept running out of breath while he was singing. He's like,
it's because he's a little guy, man. But he sounds exactly like
they
like
did a good job. They did a good job.
Man, you know what? For my honorable mention, I was gonna say Michael Jackson. I was thinking about throwing him on there, but I was kind of like, man, I'm not so sure how we're going with this list. But one more guy, I will say, I gotta go because like. I remember my mom, my stepdad used to listen to a lot of Bob Marley.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, One Love, all that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bob Marley, that shit, way, baby. Yes, sir, man. I have to go with Bob Marley.
Soldier. Oh, my God.
And, man, bro, you know what? Before, I'll really hate myself if I don't say this as well for the top 5 group that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Gotta talk about the Fugees, bro.
Talk
about the Fugees, Wyclef Jean.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill and Pras, man. Like, come on, man.
Just having the one
that
album
shit was so dope, bro.
Like just having the one album, the score, right? And like
man,
you had Wyclef producing like half of it, and the other half was produced by Solange. I think that's his name. And like Solange is the same dude who produced Amy Winehouse too. You know what I mean? Like. So if you ever guys go back and listen to Amy Winehouse, because I'm a big fan of Amy Winehouse, and like her shit, like it's like, bro, like it's like if Lauryn Hill was on her game, all those beats probably would have went to Lauryn Hill. You know what I mean?
Whew. Yes, sir.
And I
had to throw
them
in there, man.
Yeah, that was all. I forgot about the Fugees, man. I feel stupid again. Thank you, Fornicator. That's the second time this show.
hey, that's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to fuck shit up, man.
He is the Fornicator. You know what I'm saying? And like, honorable mentions, man. I gotta throw in the Isley Brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a song called it's called Work to Do. And this is a song, bro, like I play this song almost every day. You know what I'm saying? Like he's talking about, I got work to do. I got a job, babe. I got work to and he said, I'm out here trying to make it. Woman, can't you see? It takes a lot of money to make it. Oh, and that's truthfully. Keep your love lights burning and a little food hot on my plate. You might as well get used to me coming home a little late. Oh, I got work to do. I got a job, babe. Oh, that's my motivational song right there. Every day, I'm slapping like.
Hey, we got to do a karaoke podcast.
Oh, let's do it.
We need to, yes.
And
that shit'll be dope,
bro. If we get the karaoke versions of the songs, you know what I'm saying, like the instrumentals, they won't flag us. You know what I mean? Hey,
it sounds like we got to put that in the works then.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a Zoom. Sounds like we're gonna dial up the Zoom. You know what I mean? We'll go ahead and we'll pull up all the instrumentals on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, man. Okay, so that concludes the music part of the top 5 of all time lists, right?
Hey, good fucking list, fellas.
Yeah, great list.
Likewise. Heck yeah, man.
It's just it also is just refreshing, man, because you know I've been in full on fantasy football mode. You know what I mean? Where it's like I love to being able to just take a quick break and just talk about some shit. Like, you know, let people know that there is, you know, because we all do have layers like an onion as well. And you know, just like an onion, you start to peeling the layers off and you get to crying. You know what I mean? Just you might shed a tear. You know what I'm saying? Because you know we are complex individuals, like a lot of the artists that we listed. You know what I'm saying? All right, so check this out. What you guys want to go? You guys want to go video games or TV shows? Because these are ones we can elaborate on. And
video juegos.
Oh man!
And these
lists were tough to do, by the way. I just want to say
that's why I say these two for last.
This was not easy, bro.
It really wasn't. And this one we're gonna go round robin style, where we'll fire off one each, and we'll go around. You know what I mean?
Is this a top 5 or top 2?
Top 5. This is top 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember we were originally gonna do the movie draft, but we'll say that for an entire episode, and we'll get like we'll get like 5 of us going. You know what I mean? So we could have like a list of 50, you know, movies. You know what I'm saying? And we just go in.
With it.
But yeah, so who won? Oh, I went last. So okay, I'll pop this one off. So we're going video games first. You said, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I gotta go. And I'm basically gonna start. This is no particular order, but in this case, I'm gonna start with my favorite of all time. Gotta go with Street Fighter. Street Fighter changed my life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I am Blanca. You know what I'm saying? Chun Li was hot. Chung Li was hot. You know what I mean? While the world was more Ryu, I was Ken. You know what I mean? I just love Street Fighter. It stood the test of time. You know what I mean? A lot of my homies from grade school, they're still on Street Fighter. They're still like, yo, why don't you play no more? And I'm like, because 10 years ago, I needed my life back. You know what I mean? In my free time, I remember we had an arcade machine in my studio. And like, it would just be like, pull the plug on that motherfucker. Like, listen, we got to work. This motherfucker, everybody they were just stuck on this game. You know what I mean? Like, I got to go with Street Fighter. What you got, Fresh?
All right, man. So, my favorite game of all time. I'm gonna take it from the top and work it back. Okay, this game I played. I blame it on my brother Isaac. Man, he put me on back in 2007. My first time ever playing it, and Halo.
Oh,
love Halo.
Yes.
Halo's the type of game to make you like. It's caused divorces. It's made people get fired. It's giving people sleep problems,
hey,
man.
What is Halo? I mean, Halo actually is a military term, right? Smokey?
Man, I never used the Halo in the Marine Corps.
No. Halo means like it's a term when they're jumping out of the plane. It's like high elevation, low something. Like I forget.
I never jumped out of no plane, bro. I was not a parachuter, bro.
Okay. I would, you know, if I was in the military, I wouldn't be a parachuter neither because I'm so goddamn
That's just
light.
Scary, man. I'm scared of heights, bro. I can't do that.
Well, I'm saying too because First of all, I love jumping off high elevation. Like I am that guy.
Fuck that.
But like
I'll
I
be
know
waiting for you underground, my guy.
if I was to hit that ripcord though, I'm so skinny that I'd probably just float the fuck away with that parachute. It'd just take me. I would not hit the target. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Okay, what you got, Fornicator?
All right, man. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go with my number one choice. And I had to go with Mortal Kombat, bro.
Yes!
Mortal Kombat, that game, bro. Like, I remember as a youngin' playing that with my cousins, with my family, with my friends. You know, doing the motherfucking...
The fatalities?
Finish him, the fatalities, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was just the best. And then when you got to fight, you know, my guy, Smokey, you know what I'm saying? You hit that button right when you were supposed to, you be fighting him. That shit was dope, bro. Yeah. I love Mortal Kombat, man. You can't go wrong. My guy, Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, Scorpion was my guy. But those are my main three that I used to fuck with, bro. So I had to go with Mortal Kombat, man. Straight up.
You know, fun fact about Mortal Kombat, right? So Mortal Kombat was originally supposed to be starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, and it was going to be based. It was going to be based on Bloodsport. Y'all remember Bloodsport?
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Bloodsport was
That's
the
shit, bro.
Great.
Hell yeah, dog.
Oh my god! Shout out to Van Damme, bro. He was the best because he really only had like one move. He had that helicopter kick. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
His pose at the end.
Yeah, with the veins popping out of the neck, like bro, phenomenal.
Awesome,
he was supposed to be. That's who Johnny Cage was based off of. You know what I mean? Yep. Okay. All right. So I got another one. Y'all know I love me some mushrooms. So there was no way I couldn't not mention Mario Brothers, just the whole genre. I don't care if it's Mario Kart. I don't care. So I'm kind of cheating on this one. It's all the Mario games. You know what I'm saying? Super Mario Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Even Luigi's Adventure, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? The whole gang. I fuck with Mario Brothers, man. That's my shit. Shout out to Mario Kart.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What you got? What you got, Fresh?
All right, man. So my number two is gonna be. I know it sounds super generic, but I play it, and I can't go more than a certain amount of time without playing it, man. I love playing Madden.
Ooh,
yes.
I love playing. Matter of fact, I'm such a Madden fan. I could rap for you the whole intro. Ludacris did the intro on Madden 2000.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, go.
You can't just say it and not. You can't say it and not do it.
Oh no, I got you. My dad got it for me for Christmas, and I was like, it was that Christmas present. Like, thank you. Like I wasn't into it. And then one day I was bored because I had no video games to play. I was like, all right, let me play this football. He kept pressuring me to play football.
Oh,
It was awesome. Yeah, Ludacris.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh, that's the song.
Oh, so he goes, so the Madden 2000 intro, he goes, man, get out my way and watch out as I come through. Busting through your line, cracking helmets and ooh, I bring the pain, so what you gonna do? Stand there and just get shook out your shoes. So bring out your doctor, I'm out to get you, cause I just popped you. You can't take the pressure. Madden 2-0-0 and you just can't lose. EA Sports, it's in the game. What you want? The rock in the palm of my hand. What you got? I got John Madden. What you want? The rock in the palm of my hand. What you got? I got John Madden.
Playmakers. Hey, Playmakers, you thought our special guest host was Doug Smith. Now we got Luda in the building. Luda.
Chris.
Oh shit, I love that. Oh man, I don't know how you're gonna follow that, Fornicator.
Man, bro, that's a tough follow, man. But I'm gonna go. I gotta go with another classic. I played it on arcades, played it at home with the family and shit like that with the friends. I gotta go with Boom Shakalaka. He's on fire.
Oh
NBA
shit,
Jam, baby.
Oh man,
is it the shoes?
You had the code and shit. You could get the mascot on there and all that shit, bro.
You
that
can get
shit
the big
was
heads.
shit, bro.
Wow.
I love NBA. Yeah, the big head. You know, the little dudes. You had all the codes and shit like that. Yeah. Love NBA Jam. That shit was fire as fuck, bro. Still to this day, I could still play that shit like
that's
nothing.
a great game,
man.
I got no songs or nothing like that. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing.
Okay.
You killed that shit. That was hard. That was a hard follow, bro. Straight up.
Oh, my bad,
Shit,
bro. My bad.
All right.
Hey, you know what? You guys had to get me back for earlier. It's all good.
Okay.
No, good
Hold on,
stuff,
let me
man.
hold on, I'm gonna take this shot real quick. All right. Okay,
Salud, Brody.
I have salute, my brother. My bad. You know what I'm saying? I know I can't see y'all right now because of I got the thing angled a certain way, but okay, here we go. This one is a very influential game, not an innovative game, but they took something that already existed and they made it a thing and paved the way for games like Halo and games like Call of Duty, and it's motherfucking GoldenEye.
I knew it.
Oh,
GoldenEye was the shit. Like, that was the first time where there's 4 of us in this motherfucker. And matter of fact, in the next room, we dragged a wire and it goes to another N64 and we got another 4 individuals and they on another TV and we all going to war. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was a trip back in the days. Cause I used to be like, yo, there's 8 of us in here. You know what I mean? Like, we're all like, you know what I'm saying? And even that used to trip me out. Like, because, you know, GoldenEye too, and I used to be the little short guy. The little, there was like a little midget dude, right? Because like, he's hard to shoot, you know what I mean? So I'd just be like, I was like, and they would be like, why you always pick this fool? And I was like, listen, y'all be crouching down, just so, you know,
Strategy,
I'd be
baby.
just running. I don't need to crouch, and when I do crouch, it's even harder to hit me, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, shout out to GoldenEye. What you got, Fresh?
Dope.
Oh yeah, man, I got you, man. So I know a lot of folks, man, it's probably gonna pop up on this list, Call of Duty. But for me, Call of Duty's cool. I respect it, but I'm a Battlefield fan. Hardcore, hard body. I take Battlefield over Call of Duty any day of the week, just because they're the ones they came out with. When you shoot somebody, there's a ragdoll effect. If someone's hiding behind the wall, you could do C4 and blow that wall out the way.
Yeah.
Man, you could. I mean, I used to be top 2,000 in the world, Battlefield 3, back when there was like 10 million people on Xbox, man. I was rocking with that heavy and, man, almost destroyed my marriage, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie neither. Like, when I had my first daughter, bro, I had my first daughter and Street Fighter 4 came out. And so now, so I'm at the crib, and I had the studio business at the time, and like, I would go in there at night. I would work remotely. My engineers, they would run the sessions, and then like they'd be like, "Yo, you still coming in at 11?" Yeah. Then they hit me up. It's 12:30 a.m. You still coming through? Yeah. And they'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro?" I'm trying to get my rank up on Street Fighter. I'm playing online against the Japanese homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'd play all night. So I know what you're saying, bro. Like, it's addicting, especially if you're ranked top 2,000 in the world. You're like, yo, I'm trying to hold my rank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're out there, you got to go out there, you know what I'm saying, and duke it out every night. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, but okay. So what you got? What you got, Smokey?
Man, you know what, bro? I gotta go. I gotta go with Grand Theft Auto, bro.
Oh yes.
And Grand Theft Auto, you know, the missions, and it's not even just the missions, bro. Just being able to jack a motherfucking whip. Just being able to run motherfuckers over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the missions was like a side thing. You trying to get to the 5 stars and shit. You trying to get the
whole city on you. You trying to shoot up shit.
Exactly, bro. Like, and how long can you last? You know what I'm saying? Like,
for real.
that shit was so dope to do, bro. Like,
it really was.
Just take turns. We would just take turns trying to see who could last the longest on a 5-star type of shit, bro. That was that shit, bro. I gotta go with Grand Theft Auto. I love how they revolutionized the game, and I'm not gonna lie. My oldest son, I love seeing it that he's playing it. You know, sorry, baby mamas, but you know what I'm saying. I love seeing that shit, bro. It reminds me of me when I was younger playing this shit, bro. Like, hey, I want to be bad. I can't be bad kid, but I'm gonna be bad in this game and shit and fuck some shit up, bro. So yes, sir. Grand Theft Auto for real.
GTA.
That was the shit.
Wow, that's a
Still
really
to this
good one.
day. Still to this day is the shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, I mean, you know what? I did have Mario Kart and Mortal Kombat on my list, but I cheated and said the Super Mario Brothers genre. So I won't go with Mario Kart, and I do love the Mortal Kombat genre. It is definitely one of my favorites. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go real like classic shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going with Tecmo Bowl. Because that was one of those ones, like when I would be in the arcade waiting to play Street Fighter, I'd rock with that shit. And fun fact, that was Joe Montana endorsed that game, right? And like, and if I remember correctly, but so fun fact, the fact that he was, I mean, it might not have been Tecmo Bowl. But either way, he had a football video game. And like, if he didn't have that football video game, then the EA Sports would have approached Joe Montana, and instead they wouldn't approach John Madden for Madden. You know what I mean? So it could have been Montana. You know what I mean? We could have been for years playing the new Montana. Yo, you getting Montana, 20? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, it actually worked out because John Madden, that's his legacy now. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm going to go with Tecmo Bowl because that shit was the shit.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what you got? What you got, Fresh?
All right, man. So for me, I love this game. It hasn't been out very long. It captured my heart. I used to work at Best Buy. I worked there for like 2 years. I was a store trainer back in 2010, and we all got laid off in 2012. But I was always around a lot of video games, and they always had a cool cover. It always captured me. And it's an open world game. Shout out to Grand Theft. That's another classic. But I have to go with Just Cause.
Ooh.
I love Just Cause.
That's a crazy game.
And what's crazy is that there's nothing out there like it, man. It's okay. You got this open world game, right? And you're Rico Rodriguez. You're basically a secret agent, and you take down foreign dictators. That's all you do is destroy terrorists. It's awesome. And you play only in tropical places, so like South America.
So it's like guerrilla warfare than the motherfucker.
Oh, absolutely, man. You could put C4, and what's crazy is like you could jump out of a helicopter and you have unlimited amount of parachutes. And then you have a hand glider, and then you have an attachment. So what I would do, I would see a guy going down the street with a machine gun shooting at me, and I'd shoot my cable at him, and I would attach it to like a light pole, and he would be going down the street, and he would just get sucked away, man. So,
hey, Doug is hard for that one. He's like, I love that because it's all about stylistically too. He's like, listen, I'm not just jumping at this motherfucker. I'm shooting the cable into the light pole, swinging down this motherfucker. He's killing with swag. I like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And you could get real creative with it. Like if a helicopter's chasing you, you could shoot one end of the cable towards the helicopter and the other end towards the ground, and then the helicopter will just explode right in front of you, man. And you just walk away from the flames like you're Nicolas Cage.
In slow-mo.
Great game.
Okay, what you got? Because then I'll pop off the last round of this one. What you got, Smokey?
Yeah, man, I gotta go with the classic. I hope when I say this, people remember this game. This game, you know what I'm saying? Another one of those games, the multiplayer. You playing with your family, with your cousins, with your brother, with your friends. Twisted Metal.
Oh, shit!
With motherfucking Twisted Metal. That was the motherfucker.
It was. Hey, you know who was?
All that shit.
Hey, who was your guy?
Twisted Metal was the motherfucking shit, bro.
Who was your guy?
God, I could. Bro, the clown, bro. You had
yes!
to go with the motherfucker. You had to.
Yes!
You had to, man.
The ice cream truck.
Yes, the ice cream.
Oh
Yes, the ice cream truck, bro. That
yes.
shit went hard, bro. Come on, man.
That
Stop
one was
playing with
so
me. Twisted
fucking
Metal
dope.
was the motherfucking shit.
I like the guy's arms were stretched out and his arms.
Yeah, he got the big wheels.
Dude, he was sick, man.
Man, me and my girl, because you know on the PlayStation you could buy throwback games and shit like that.
Yeah.
We bought that shit. Yes, you bought that shit for the low too. I think it was like
it's like $5. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even $5. I don't even know. Either way, it's worth the motherfucking money because it takes you back. You know what I'm saying? A trip down memory lane type shit.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, I just be handing my girl her ass, bro, in that game, Joe. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. With Twisted Metal.
What is the clown's name?
You, baby.
What's the clown's name?
I don't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either. I was trying to for the life
what's
of
his
me.
name?
He was the shit though. He was slapping the Ice Cream Man song. And he's just shooting fucking ammo and explosions. Oh, I love that game. Damn, Twisted Metal. He threw it back.
Yes, I had to, man. If you guys don't know Twisted Metal, like, you guys gotta check it out. Like, try it out. I
It's a
promise
great
you
game.
guys. Yes, it is. It's a dope ass game. You guys are in vehicles all types of cars, vehicles, different type of shit. You're
It's
chasing
like-
each other, trying to fuck each other up and shit like that. And all types of stages. It's fucking dope. You guys gotta check it out if you guys don't know about Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
And then you're playing in like little kids' rooms and stuff like that. And it's like a violent Toy Story.
Yeah, and like your
Facts.
your vehicle starts to get damaged and like you be on fire and shit, and like, you know what I mean? Like it's so dope, like, because it's like,
Yeah.
it's not just like a meter that, you know, like you have a life meter that runs up and you blow up. It's like, no, when your meter dwindles down, you know, you start to lose pieces on the car, or you know, you start getting charred from fire, or you're driving around on fire. Like, that shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got one. My final one. And this one, I mean, this one is another cheap one because I love the gameplay. And it was a company called THQ, right? And they made all the wrestling games, like WCW versus NWO. They made WWF WrestleMania, WWF No Mercy, and like No Mercy, it came out in like 1998 or 99. And like, it all had the same gameplay. Matter of fact, side note, even when the first Def Jam Vendetta came out,
I remember that.
it was the same gameplay. So like, they modeled their gameplay because the THQ made it, right? So this company THQ, all their wrestling games, I fucking love them. Like No Mercy, like, you know, and I'm actually about to see two of my best friends this Saturday. They're gonna come over and hang out, and it's funny too because another side note. You know, shout out to my man Tino and shout out to my man A1. They're going to come through, kick it. Our kids are all cool. They're all the same ages. But they go, you inviting any of the other homies? I'm like, fuck no. You know what I mean? We got a maximum over here. You know what I mean? I'm like, you want to host? Cool. If we're hosting here, then, you know what I'm saying? It's only the chosen few. You know what I mean? And those are my man's 100,000 million grands. You know what I'm saying? But we used to play this game, WWF No Mercy, because you can create your own player, right? So like, I was in the game, my boy was in the game, and like, we would just, like we were like freshmen in high school. Yo, what's up, dog? Give me a title shot after school. You know what I mean? And we would smoke hella weed, and you know what I'm saying? Like, we just had these squads, and like, bro, we played this game like throughout, like easily all the way up to like junior year in high school. Like, it was just like, the game was so irrelevant, but the fact that we were in the game, you know what I mean? And you know, because the creator player was so like intricate. Like, I was like you could, and we would turn off all the submissions and then turn off the pinfalls, so you can only win by knockout, right? So like, so like,
I like that shit.
Yeah, so like, there's no submissions or rope breaks, right? Because you know, in wrestling, if you grab the rope, you got to let go of the submission. So all my guy, you know, Bogard, right? Bogard in the game. He was a leg specialist, so like, all my moves would fuck your legs up. And then when I'd slap that submission on you, you know what I'm saying, I'd break your shit. So then now your players are walking around limping. You know what I mean? Or like, and then he would be slower. And like, so we would have these triple threat matches that would just go all night, bro. It was just like, some of my greatest memories in the fucking world was playing that game. And I do know you guys remember that the first one though, on the N64. It was the WCW versus NWO World Tour. Y'all remember that one?
Oh shit! Yes,
So
yes,
the one.
bro.
That's the one that birthed all these games after the fact. You know what I'm saying? That one
Facts.
right there, and that one. So that's my final one. That's the one right there.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, Doug. Let's go. We rounding this thing down until we get to the TV shows.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Huge shout out. This is the first ever video game I've ever played. It gives me a giant headache when I play it, man, but I love it. It brings me back to that sentimental. I started off school and I was going to some school out in England, in Wales. We used to live out there.
Sonic?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, because you said headache.
Yes.
Because that shit is so fast back for its time. You had to you get dizzy. You know, motherfucker.
You already knew, man.
I know.
Yeah,
We're Sagittarius,
game,
bro.
You know what's crazy? I never beat that one until I was like 24, 25.
He was like, listen, this game will not defeat me. He's like,
it was when it came out for 360. Man, it came out for 360.
Yep.
And it was like, you get like 50 games and whatever it was for $20. And you could save the game. So when I lost lives, I would never run out of lives. I would just load
you just quit and not save.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Bro, I never beat the goddamn Sonic games neither until I got the Game Genie.
I beat one. They're hard.
Yeah, they really are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those games, you know what's dope is those bonus stages. That's why I knew what you were talking about when you said you get dizzy. Because they had those bonus stages. Yeah, part one, you're like in the water, and like you're like in the maze, and you had to move the maze around while Sonic just kind of falls around like a pinball. And then in part two, you had the one where they're running. Yeah, bro. And like, you know what's funny about that game? Because I remember my older sister and her friends, they would like bogart my Sega Genesis when I was a kid. And they'd be like, and then like my sister, she would play, she was like 9 years old, or she's 9 years older than me. And like, she would lean with the motions. You know what I'm talking about? Like if she was going left with the controller, she would lean left. Like, and I used to laugh like, yo, it doesn't do anything when you lean with it. You just use your thumb. You know what I mean? Like, oh, funny. But yeah, Sonic, man. Shout out to Sonic the Hedgehog. Did y'all catch that movie? I think Jim Carrey played Robotnik.
I haven't seen the new one. I remember the one with who's a Puerto Rican dude? Shoot, I forgot his name.
Oh, John Leguizamo? My bad.
John Leguizamo. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I hit that on the money. I was just because he's like the only Puerto Rican actor I can think of. So I was like, "Ooh, is it John Leguizamo? Show me John Leguizamo." And then Steve Harvey's like, "Ding," you know what I mean?
All right, player.
Okay, all right. Close this one out, Smokey. What you got?
Oh man, this is tough, man. I had so many for this last one. Oh man. Okay, shout out my sister-in-law, aka Crash. That's another story. That's an inside joke. She's got to listen to this.
Crash Bandicoot?
Hear it. Crash Bandicoot. Gotta go with Crash Bandicoot.
Bro, they're coming out with a new one.
What?
Bro, I seen this today.
No way.
On YouTube. I'm watching, my podcast shits, and a goddamn ad pops up, and it's Crash Bandicoot, and it's remember the bad guy? He had the he was like the evil totem pole thing. Yeah. So he got banished into time. Apparently, I guess in Crash Bandicoot Part 3. So he's like taking them through time. Like he's back, and like Crash Bandicoot is back, bro. That game was the shit.
That game was the shit, man. That shit was so much fun. I remember the stage where you're like. With Crash Bandicoot, you have to control him, and he's running towards the screen.
Oh, that's
and there's like
shit.
This big-ass rock chasing you.
Yes, the boulder.
Yo, those stages were so...
I hated those, man.
Bro, that shit was so hard, but that shit was fun, though, bro.
You're playing backwards, man.
It was so different, bro. Like,
yeah.
During that time, you never seen no games like that, bro. That shit was dope as fuck, man. I want to throw... Man, can I throw 2 honorable mentions
yes,
real
course,
quick?
Of
I
course.
just want to throw them out there. Okay. Ready to Rumble. You guys remember that?
Yes! The dude with the afro!
With Afro Thunder!
Yes!
Yes, the guy with the afro, yes! Afro Thunder,
oh my
bro.
God,
Rumble.
that's a
That game
good
was
game.
the shit, bro. I'm telling you, this last one was so hard for me. It was between... Okay, it was between Ready to Rumble, Crash Bandicoot, and my last honorable mention, you guys remember, Star Fox. Star Fox was the shit,
that was
bro.
great.
I don't give a fuck what anybody's talking about, bro.
That
Star Fox was the shit too, bro.
That was one of the
I just had to
OG
throw those out
games.
there.
That was an OG game on Nintendo 64 where they...
Hell yeah,
bro.
that shit was dope.
Okay, I got 2 honorable mentions, but maybe because I did say the Mario Brothers genre, like, included it, but Smash Brothers is one, right? And the original Smash Brothers, though, because I never really got down with the GameCube or the new joint. Like, the new joint came out, and my homies were like, you need to buy a Nintendo Switch. I was like, the hell I don't. I'm like, and I'm telling like, listen, my birthday's November 30th. You know what I mean? Just remember that. You know what I mean? Yes, and you can get me one. You know what I mean? But I was like, I ain't finna buy one and just ruin my life because I have such an addictive personality. I'll be like, listen, I got other things I have to do. I'll be finding all my time like trying to get my rank up in goddamn Smash Brothers. But here's another one, bro. Tony Hawk, bro.
Oh shit!
That one was like one of those ones. I was like, fuck. I was arguing with it, like It was either that or Tecmo Bowl, but I was like, Tecmo Bowl. I got so many memories playing that shit because that game.
Sentimental value. Come on.
But Tony Hawk was the shit.
It was, bro.
Like, and just the first one. I never played anyone but the first one.
Yeah.
Like, so that was just that I think I was like in 8th grade at the time. And you know what's funny is the same thing. So when the Xboxes came out, in the early 2003, 2004, like when the Xbox was, now that you can mod your Xbox, and like, I'm from Silicon Valley, so it's like my homies was like, yo, bring your Xbox. Bam, I had all the games, and they put the emulators in there, so now I could play all the games from other consoles, all the shit. So I remember now by this time I'm seeing my girl, and my wife nowadays, and she's like, I'll kill you in Tony Hawk. I was like, shut the fuck up, bro. She was fucking nasty on this game. You know what I'm talking about? Where like you're never not, like, she'll get 100,000 on one route. Where like she's just hitting. She has a routine. You're hitting the pipe, then you're hitting the rail, then you're this and that. You know what I mean? Just it never stops. It was just a routine thing that she memorized. And I was just like, oh my god, this bitch is killing me, dude. I'm like, I never could beat her, bro. And even like Tetris, like I remember we would go to war in Tetris. Honorable mention, Tetris is phenomenal. But like, and there was just one, I never could beat her, dog. Like, fuck you. She'd be like, I'll let you. She would let her shit drop down slow. Go ahead, go do your thing. And I'm just dropping it down fast, trying to build to get a lead start. And she would just destroy me, dog. I'm like, damn it. I move blocks in real life. I'm supposed to be like good at Tetris. I'm supposed to be good at this game.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, back. Well, yes, allegedly. Statute of limitation. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? All right, you got any honorable mentions, Fresh?
Yeah, man, Max Payne.
Oh my god, they revolutionized the 360, the slow motion 360.
Slow motion, yes, I was just about to say that.
And you know what's crazy, man? I used to play online, and my squad is still out there. It was called Guerrilla Rebellion. I was the leader of it, and you could go to Rockstar.com and create your team name, like the logo and everything. And it was a gorilla with a whole bunch of fists, like different colors of like all people, basically.
Nice.
And yeah, man, it was dope, man. I think our peak we had like 33 people, man, and we used to just go at it with other squads, and it would say like. Max Payne Online on the Xbox 360 was, dude, you can't compare.
It was a different world.
So beautiful, man. Like just the graphics, and you were playing in the last Max Payne was in the favelas in Brazil. And
shit!
Man, what a great game, man. So Max Payne.
The favelas for real, bro. Like they shooting out there. That's a dope location to have a video game at of that manner. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I have another honorable mention. I want to throw out just some arcade games. Actually, the Simpsons game was the shit. You guys remember that? Where
that was dope.
There was four joysticks. You could have 4 people play. You know what I'm saying? That was one of those ones like where I'm from. We had this chain. We used to have a chain of arcades. When arcades died out, we had a chain of arcades that survived called Nickel City, and Nickel City, it was full of all the video games, and it cost like 15 cents to play the new games, but like all the old games were all for free. So it was like,
what?
So we would, and bro,
I would have never left that joint.
Listen,
that's awesome.
I went to Silver Creek.
Straight up.
I went to Silver Creek High School. That's in the east side of California, east side of San Jose, California, and like less than a mile away, there was a Nickel City. Right next to a Wendy's, right next to a pho restaurant, like a noodle house. So all we used to do was cut school, smoke hella weed, and then go hide out in Nickel City. And like, bro, Nickel City was the shit. Like,
hell yeah.
And we would just be like, let's go beat the Simpsons game. You know what I mean? Let's go beat the Ninja Turtles game. Like, let's like.
Oh, the Ninja Turtles game, yes.
Yes, that was another one.
Those are some good ones, man.
Ninja Turtles in Time is what it was called.
Yo, you guys remember Battletoads?
Oh, hell yeah! Oh my god! Battletoads. Bro, do you remember Battletoads? When Battletoads, they collaborated with the Dragon Brothers.
Did.
The Dragon Brothers, remember that? Am I saying that right?
Bro.
Dragon Brothers?
Is it?
Remember that one?
I do remember they merged.
Double Dragon. There you go.
That's what it was.
Double Dragon. Yes. And like, but Battletoads, you could throw that motherfucker to the screen. Remember that? You would knock a motherfucker and he would fly to the screen. Blah. You know what I mean? Bro, Battletoads.
That shit was so much
Oh my
fun,
god.
man.
Okay.
Hey, you know why? You know why I like this? This is so much fun, bro. Because it's like literally. I know I said it earlier, but it's literally a trip down memory lane, bro. Like everything we're talking about, we're going throwback with the artists all time. Everything we're talking about the video games. Now we're gonna talk about the shows. Like this is dope as fuck. This is a good ass idea, Bogart. Shout out to you, bro.
Hey man, you know what? To be honest, check this out. Check this out, Dougie Fresh.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? When I talk with my man Smokey like candidly all the time, we started calling it power meetings because we're just talking regular, but we spark these ideas up where we're like, yo, write that down. You know what I mean? Like let me write this down. Like right. And in this case, this was one of those ideas. I was talking to him and I was like, yo, I'm about to bring on Doug Smith again. You know, and remember we already talked about the top 5 shit. But then I started bouncing ideas off of him, and then that's when he was like, yo, we gotta throw video games in there. And he's like, and I'm in that motherfucker too. And I'm like, hell yeah. Like, so man, shout out to you. Shout out to both of you. Like this was a collaboration.
Likewise, man. Great work with you, brother. For real, man.
Okay, check this out.
Love.
I'm gonna run upstairs. I gotta run this chicken up because I just got a text to run this little chicken up. While in the meantime, one by one, go ahead and plug your guys' joints where you can find you again. Just as a kind of like a little segment, like a little ad read type of shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doug. Let it loose.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, man. So this is the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel. It's gonna be down in the description box. You can also follow me on Facebook, The Touchdown with Doug Smith, Instagram, The Touchdown with Doug Smith, Twitter, The Touchdown with Doug Smith, TikTok. I am Touchdown Doug as well on there as well too. And then also now, as of this week, you can catch me on moneyline-media.com. Real cool website, man. They have my videos on there as well. They also have a lot of other people's videos. And I know Bogart, he's going to be doing something with them as well here pretty soon too. So, yeah, man, that's it.
Yeah, man, that sounds pretty dope, man. Yo, first off, hey, man, I love this shit right here. Love working with you guys. This shit was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Let me plug my shit real quick, though. At Fantasy Fornicators, where you can find me on IG. FF Fornicators, where you can find me on Twitter. You can follow me and the Bros at Bears, Brews, and the Bros. You can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you guys are listening to your joints. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are, leaving us the 5-star rating or even commenting and let us know where we can improve on, because that's what it's all about, man. We're trying to provide that fire content. We all work hard. We all have, we all bust our asses for this shit. So
you ain't lying.
For everybody. And this episode right here, I love it because, like Bogart said, bro, this is like we're taking a break, but it's fun though at the same time. It's something fun for everybody to listen to. A good listen, you know what I'm saying? So let's go, man.
Yeah. Okay. And in light of the video game concept and of the last topic, our sponsor Monkey Knife Fight actually offers esports props for all you crazy fucking degenerates out there that want to just blow your money all crazy. We got it for you over there on monkeyknifefight.com. So head on over there, use promo code GMM, and we can match your first deposit all the way up to $50. And guess what? We got esports in that motherfucker. You want to play? You want to do prop bets on on Madden? Bro, we got it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I haven't looked way deep into it, but I do know they fuck with Madden. But either way, esports, goddammit. Use promo code GMM, Monkey Knife Fight, give me money. Hey, all right, let's go. TV shows. All right. We'll start off, we're going to do it in the same fashion. We'll go one by one. We're going to start with my man Smokey. Oh, you know what? Let's start with Dougie Fresh this time because he actually got caught in the middle where, like, while we're doing the snake style, right? He just stays in the middle because it's 3 of us.
No, that's a good call. That's a good call. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. Kick this shit off, man.
Yeah,
kick this shit off
TV
proper,
shows,
bro. Let's get it.
The television.
Here I come, here I go. Tonight, you can check out my phone. Time to get it started.
You can do.
You can recognize if you
want it to.
The Jamie Foxx Show.
Oh, yes. The Jamie Foxx Show. Oh, I love it.
Jamie Foxx Show.
Oh,
man.
my God. That's great.
And Fancy and then you had the old man, the old lady who ran the hotel. And, man, what a great it made you feel good, and man,
Hey,
I love that show.
Remember Braxton? Remember, bro? Look, Broham. Or he would give him. Remember, Jamie would give him the props and go, "Arr!" You know what I mean? He would give him the props.
He was like the comic relief, man. I love Braxton, man.
Oh man, and he was light skinned before light skinned was a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Heck yeah.
Ahead of his time. You know what I mean? Okay, Smokey, what you got?
Yeah, man. For my first TV show, I had to go with a classic that's still running to this day. You guys already know. Gotta go with The Simpsons, man.
Yes.
You never go wrong with The Simpsons.
Yes.
All the shit, like all these predictions that have came true through The Simpsons is just fucking crazy. It's scary as fuck. You think about everything that's going on right now, which is a serious matter with COVID-19. You guys remember that episode where they had the what the fuck? They put like a shell over the city type of thing. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the bubble.
They kept them in. The bubble. Yeah, it's like.
Oh, that was they did that in the movie. Even that was the Simpsons movie.
Was it the movie?
I think so.
Regardless, bro. The Simpsons though, like it's just a classic. You can never go wrong with him. Bart, you know what I'm saying? Homer is that man,
Hey,
bro.
Can't forget about Krusty the Clown.
Yeah, man. Krusty the Clown was that dude.
Hold on, we gotta touch on this for a
crazy ass
second.
motherfucker, bro.
Bro,
All that
Chief
joint,
Wiggum.
man.
You ever notice that Chief Wiggum? He has a pig nose, where it's like they made him look like a pig because he was a cop.
They did. They really did. They
Or
really
or
Yes.
it's like, hello, Moe's Tavern. Yes, I'm looking for Mike. I'm looking for Mike. First name Mike.
He always fell for the prank calls.
Right.
That was the best.
First name Mike, last name Crotch. All right, hold on. Is there a Mike here?
Look, is there
Mike
a Butts?
Cratch?
A Seymour Butts here?
Has anybody seen Mike Cratch?
Yeah.
Oh, I love The Simpsons. And then just Barney's just the booze hound of the century. He's just faded, bro. Just bleh. Oh my
Millhouse being
god.
so persistent trying to get Lisa forever.
Oh, Ralph? Oh, Millhouse?
Millhouse, yeah.
That poor
Fucking guy.
bastard.
Yeah,
That
he had
poor
no
guy.
chance.
Hey, my
Oh,
favorite ride at Universal Studios, man. I'm moving back home this fall, man. I recommend everybody go to Simpsons Land at Universal Studios. Oh my gosh.
I gotta go. I've never
I
been.
had to throw that
Never
out there.
been.
It's fun.
Bro,
It's a good time.
one more Simpsons thing, bro. Nelson. Yes.
Yeah.
Nelson always
Dougie
talking
was
shit.
just saying that shit.
Oh, God, I missed that. Goddamn. Or even
Yeah,
just Mr. Burns, bro. And then what's his name? Smithers is just secretly in love with him. Smithers is in the closet.
Smithers.
So gay.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to pop my first one off. Right? This is no particular order, but I'm going to go with Breaking Bad. Because I just love... I love the acting. The acting in it is phenomenal, as well as the storyline. And it was only 5 seasons because they cannot continue this type of shit. Like, remember Dexter? It's like, why did Dexter go like 12 seasons? Like, listen, how long are you gonna not get caught being a serial killer, forensic scientist? Get the fuck out of here. It became to a point where it's not realistic. It's just not realistic anymore. You know what I mean? But Breaking Bad in 5 seasons, they were able to make it and it hits home for me because crystal meth, or as the Filipinos call it, shabu, it's an epidemic, all the way in the Philippines or even in the city I live in till this day. Where it was just yo, this is fucking I live Breaking Bad. This was I live that shit. You know what I mean? Because I was in the game. And yes, this is definitely statute of limitation where I could say this shit. It was bro, it's the ugliest shit ever. And they portrayed it in the realest way. And I remember the first time I seen the show, I was flipping through the channels. And I was living with my girl and her parents. We just had my first daughter. And I'm flipping through the channels, and then all of a sudden it's Jesse, right? And he's smoking, shit out of a glass pipe. And I was just like, whoa, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what in the fuck is this on AMC, right? And then it was over. The show was over, the episode. And then it goes, stay tuned for scenes from the next Breaking Bad, and then followed by an encore. And I was like, oh, an encore? Okay, I'm watching this. I was hooked. And it was episode 2 of season 1. And it was just And I was like, oh, what? It's the dude from Malcolm, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle? I was like,
I know.
and he's such a good actor. So good.
Great actor, man.
Just the whole cast.
Yeah.
It might even well be like my number one. Like I was actually telling my girl, like my list, and she was like, you're tripping if you don't have Breaking Bad number one. And I'm like, shut up, I got you on Breaking Bad when it was like 4 seasons deep. You know what I mean? Because we were having our second daughter at this time. And, she was on, now she's on maternity leave. And I'm like, baby, just watch this shit. It's dope. And she binged it in like 3 days because I was like, season 5 is about to premiere. You need to watch this shit. It's fucking phenomenal. Like, I love that show. Such a dark show. So dark. You know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead. Fresh. What you got?
All right, man. What would you do
If I sang out of tune, would you stand up,
there and walk
out on me?
Hold on. Wonder Years, man. I love the Wonder
That's
Years.
such a great pick.
Oh shit.
Wonder Years was
man.
great, bro.
You know what? We all need to go out to like an Irish pub and drink beer and sing that song in public.
Yo, you know how many people would join along?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's like one of my favorite things to
Then
do.
the chorus comes on, they're like,
Without me, who I'm singing now. Oh, that's the joint.
Show, man, that show. I remember my first time watching it was in 2nd grade, and I was just laying on my parents' bed because they had a TV in the room, and I'll never forget, man. It was the episode where Winnie Cooper, her brother, gets killed in Vietnam, and he puts his ugly Jets jacket around her, and they have their first ever kiss or whatever. And I was like,
You
hooked
only
for that.
remember it because you're like, I hate that jacket. He's like, why can you put a Dolphins jacket on there?
Yeah, so that Wonder Years, man. Yeah, that's like my number 2, man. Love Wonder Years. Yeah.
That's a great pick. What you got smoking?
Man, I gotta go. I know he's the subject of a lot of jokes right now, but I gotta go.
Going?
West Philadelphia,
Born and raised. Oh, yes.
Man.
Most of my days.
Sitting down back down,
Relaxing all cool and all shoot some people outside of school with a couple of guys.
They were
Up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got one little fight, my mom got scared.
Hey, yeah, man. You guys already know I had to go with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man. And you know what was so dope about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Not only was it like, the comedy was on point, but they had some lessons there too, bro. Like, they had some real ass shit going on. Yeah. They taught you life lessons. It was some real shit, bro. And you know what? Shout out to Will Smith. I know he's going through a lot of shit right now, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Fucked up.
Check this out.
Fucked up situation. I could never.
Listen,
but the show was on point. Fresh Prince takes me back. Like I said, this is a trip down memory lane, baby. I fucking appreciate the shit out of this fucking show.
Bro, check this out.
Sir.
Fornicator. You fucked me up because that was my next on my list. So, and I,
man.
No, but I love
I
it.
had to do it. I had to do it.
Yeah, but you are the fornicator, so you be fucking shit up. You know what I mean? So it's only right? But check this out. So, side note, I actually just chopped this clip earlier where he's talking to Uncle Phil, and he's like, you know what? And then he plays that one song, I am telling you. You know what I'm talking about? There's nothing without you. And I ain't nothing. You know where he's going ham? And like, I'm going to post that. Now I'm compelled to post this because I chopped it yesterday because that's my new thing on the GMM network. I'm going to start posting these little isms from like that I enjoy.
I see you.
Right, you see me, right?
Been doing your thing, man.
I started
I saw
it
you in the rainforest.
I started it. I know, right? I'll be traveling. Really, I'm just on mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? And then the app is on mushrooms too. Like, would you believe it? Like, no, but so check this out. I'm gonna post that and I'm gonna caption it how Will Smith really wanted to react to the entanglement. You know what I mean?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man. How the hell is this dude? Like, I don't know. You know what?
You know what? Though? They're swingers.
Time,
They're swingers, though. They're swingers. So it's
bro,
like,
did you see his face, bro?
Yeah, I
during
know.
the interview,
Because
bro.
I think because
August,
August, whoever,
pissing me off because they be like, oh, we're life partners, and they do that whole trendy shit, like, you know, they named their son, and now he acting like a female. They got the daughter acting like a boy, and they're like, oh, marriage is for like, Obviously, marriage means something to you because you know your wife's getting.
I think the Fresh Prince has graduated to the Fresh Sultan, right? And you know, sultans, they always have many women, and like I think she just and supposedly they had a swinging open relationship, but whoever this August character is, I think that's that she had an emotional connection with that guy too, so like it fucked him up. You know what I mean?
He supposedly for sure did. What she say? She said I was involved in an entanglement.
Yeah.
You saw his face. He was like, he was so hurt. Oh my god, bro! I could never. Man.
And listen, the three of us here, one thing. Not only are we great, and then we have that in common, right? But and we are, just voices of a generation, right? I can go on, right? We are just great as individuals, human beings. But one thing that we do have in common is that we are one women men, and like. Yeah. And like I coming in this point in my life too, I would never jeopardize anything by like being like, hey babe, oh you're into her? Yeah, let's invite her. You know what I mean? Like to have some fun. It's like, cause that would open up that other book. Like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in so and so. You cool with that? I'm like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't have your cake and eat it even though as human beings we're the only monogamous creatures in the world. You know what I mean? Like aside from like penguins, I think penguins are the same way. No, seriously, like penguins were like they choose up.
I did not know that,
bro. Penguins they choose up.
I did not see that one coming right now.
Bro,
I can't lie.
Penguins choose up, bro. They give a pebble to their penguin bitch, and you're like, bitch, you mine. You
said the penguin bitch.
Yeah, bro. Penguins they choose up and they find their little penguin bitch, and they're like, yo, bam, and they give them a pebble. They find a pebble or a rock and they give it to the broad. It's like proposing.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, okay. Now,
play some Ja Rule.
Before I give my next,
baby, say yeah.
Hey, okay. So before I give my next one, right? I have another fun fact. So, us as human beings, that being, in Westernized America, or just Western culture in general, monogamy is the thing. You know what I mean? But the Eskimos, right? The Eskimos, they got it right. Do you know how the Eskimos get down? Have you guys familiar with Eskimo culture?
I had no clue.
Okay, so
I'm not privy. So
check this
it,
out.
Man.
If we're all Eskimos, right? Listen, we'll talk hypothetically. We're all Eskimos. We're in a village. We got our igloos. You know what I'm talking about, right? We got. Listen, I would have my wife. And she is the one I'm emotionally connected to. I married her. I love her. Yeah. She's my wife. But I would have another one. I love her genetics. Me and you, this is who I have kids with. Because her genetics are phenomenal. Then I got another one. She's bad as fuck. This is who I like to fornicate with. You know what I mean? She's the one. She's dumb as a boot. But she's sexy. This is who I like to fuck. You know what I mean? Bro, the Eskimos, and then they all, in the village, it's like this. Everyone they have categories, and they just all are, they're the opposite of monogamous, but they have
Where the fuck do you learn this shit, bro?
Mushrooms give me money. I just learned as much. It's crazy, right? Eskimo. That's why you ever heard of the term Eskimo brothers?
All right, so for everybody out there listening, all the fellas out there, you already know. When you want to propose this type of relationship to your girl, be like, hey, the Eskimos do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out Bogart for putting you guys on, man. Straight up.
You ever heard of the term Eskimo brothers?
No, I never heard that one.
Yes, I have.
An Eskimo brother means that you guys have fucked the same bitch. You know what I mean? That's where it comes from. Because in the village, you might have, the village, sexy bitch or whore, whatever it is you want to call it. But like, anytime they want to get their socks knocked off, they fuck this one. You know what I mean? And it's like, but nobody's fucking my main one. This is who I'm emotionally connected to. I'm married to her. She's raising all my children that I have with this other one with fucking phenomenal genetics. You know what I mean? Like the Eskimos, their ideology is on some other. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But anyway, so now take you to my next show, which is the second one on the list. I'm gonna go with Seinfeld, man. I love Seinfeld. I never realized how much.
Good choice, man. Good choice.
Like I never realized how much like the Jewish culture like raised me, like, because a lot of my favorite like isms come from like the Jewish people. You know what I mean? Like, and it's such a show about insecurity and like and anxiety, like it's and every show comes full circle. Whatever it was happened in the beginning of the show, they'll reference it at the end of the episode. Like for example, there was an episode where Kramer, who was my favorite character, Kramer, he would like all of a sudden he started golfing, but he's going to the pier, and you know, in the Hudson River. He's going to the pier, not the Hudson River. He's going to the pier in whatever ocean it is, and he's hitting golf balls into the ocean. Meanwhile, George Costanza, he's seeing a broad, and he's lying to her. He tells her he's a marine biologist, and she's just eating it up. So at the end of the episode, they're on the beach, they're walking, and there's a whale, you know, washed up on the beach, and there's a crowd of people, and they're like, is there a marine biologist in the house? And then the girl goes, he is. And he's like, so he has to hold up his lie because he's a lying motherfucker, right? So he walks up to the whale. He climbs on the whale, and he's like, I'm on this massive, you know, mammal from the ocean. And it's gurgling, and I see the blowhole. And I reach down in the blowhole, and I pull out a golf ball. And then he's telling the story to Kramer, right? And Kramer's like, oh, so I got a hole in one. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just like, I love Seinfeld, dude. But yeah, go ahead, Fresh. What you got?
Seinfeld's the shit.
Yeah, it's some other. What you got, Fresh?
All right, man. So for me, man, I love this show. So I have a hard time. Interesting fact about me: I have a hard time watching the same thing over and over again, except for a couple of shows. And one of them is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Oh my God, that show is so burnt.
That show. And man, Charlie, man, that show.
Yeah, with the beard.
Here, yeah.
He has me dying,
Oh my
dude.
gosh. Yeah. Dayman. Fighter of the night, man. Champion of the sun. And you know, and then you got Mac. He's fighting his sexuality issues
And then Uncle Danny DeVito, bro.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Danny DeVito, he's the adopted he's the adopted father of two of the people in the show, and they're both lunatics. One of them wants to be famous. The other one is a closet rapist.
He really adopted them?
Borderline retarded. You know, it's a great show, man.
And that show is great. And fun fact about that show, they all smoke weed, and then they improv. There's no script. It's just it's a shot list. So like you know, all you Playmaker videographers out there, you guys are aware of the term a shot list. A shot list is like, all right, we're gonna shoot this scene, that scene, and then every shot list has a script. They don't have no script. They just improv. They just know like this scene we're gonna talk about this, and they just go in, and that shit is phenomenal.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I didn't know that. Yeah, but yeah, Sunny Philadelphia. That's my number 3.
And Danny DeVito smokes hella weed.
Oh yeah,
He smokes a gang weed. You know what? With that said, I'm gonna light this thing up. Yeah, okay. So what you guys smoking?
Man, I gotta go. Wait, what's up?
Oh, Martin! Yes.
I gotta go.
Oh man.
I gotta
Yes.
go to Martin Lawrence. Well, Jerome's in the house.
Oh my God.
Watch him out. Hey, Martin Lawrence was the shit, brother man, from the motherfucking fifth
Yeah,
floor.
bro, man.
All that shit,
Bro, man, he's the only guy that'll he comes through your house. He's not even trying to rob you. He's just making a sandwich. Like, bro, man.
Straight up.
Bro, man, you making a sandwich? Like, oh,
Hey man,
shit.
all the characters he played, man. You guys remember, bro? Like, you know, the
Shanae?
mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Dragonfly Jones, who would get his ass kicked. You know,
Dragonfly Jones.
at a drop of the. Hey, you guys remember the old lady at the DMV when she beat the brakes off Martin Lawrence?
Yes.
That shit was funny as fuck, bro.
Yes, she
Hey,
was. Oh my God.
That shit
And
was funny.
I ain't gonna lie.
You know,
I used to think Gino
Tommy,
was
you
bad.
ain't got no job. You ain't got no job, man. You ain't got. You know what I'm saying?
And then remember,
All that shit
Cole?
was dope.
What was his
Yeah.
name?
Oh,
Cole?
yeah.
Cole was so broke.
Yes, sir.
Remember Cole?
Yeah,
he
man.
had a big. He would always reference his girlfriend being a big woman, and I don't think they ever showed her. I can't remember her name.
No, they never showed her.
Yeah,
Oh
but-
man, I forgot her name too, bro.
And
Was it? No,
I forget her
I
name,
don't.
but then you remember Pam, bro? Pam, Like her and Martin, they
used to go
cap.
at it, bro.
Yeah. And then Tommy was the Braxton before there was a Braxton in the Jamie Foxx show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Tommy, bro. And Tommy wasn't light skinned either. He was the cue ball, and he was the cue ball dude. It took place in Detroit. Dude, that show was dope. Great.
Remember
great
that
pick.
shit? This dude would play the old girl. What's her name?
Shanae.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
She was funny.
Oh,
yeah.
Bro.
Hey, man, that dude was super talented, bro. That show was so dope, man. I love the shit out of that
Martin
show.
was the shit, bro.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So now, I love that. It's funny because I kind of like a draft, you kind of let the value keep falling and you hope it comes back to you. So in this case, I was hoping like no one mentioned this one, but In Living Color, bro.
Oh, yes.
God.
Yes.
You wanna do In Living Color, bro. All my favorites, bro. Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx,
Homie the Clown.
Man,
the Clown. Where and Homie the Clown was very political if you think about it too. You know what I'm saying? He was like, and the man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and bro, that shit was the shit, bro. The Wayans family in general,
Yep.
like, bro, In Living Color. I loved like as a kid, bro. I loved Fire Marshal Bill. Loved what other characters came from there? Man, there's so many bits, bro. Bro, I love that show. In Living Color, man. Dial it up.
Yeah.
What you got, Fresh?
All right, man. So I'm gonna have to go with The Office, man. I love The Office.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yes.
Office is I'll be honest with you, people were talking about it for years. So I'll be real with you, man. I did not catch on until season 4. Yeah, season 4 it was. And I was just like, maybe even season 5. Yeah, season 4 is season 5. It was 2010. I had been married for about a year at the time. And yeah, man, my wife and I were like, let's give it a shot. And we were like, the first season was like a little slow, but we hadn't have nothing to do, and I was like poor as hell, man. So all we had to do was watch TV in our free time. And yeah, man, The Office, man, I loved it. I really loved The Office, and that's another show. I'm going through Dexter right now. I'm redoing Dexter at the moment, this show. But yeah, man, The Office. And once I'm done with that, I'm jumping back into it, man. So that's my number.
That's a good one, bro. Because you know what though? You know what that one did? That one innovated the game because they took and went with a goddamn show that was like a reality show because they would do testimonies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would do cutaway testimonies. You know what I'm saying? And like only reality TV shows did that at the time. And this wasn't a sitcom because you didn't have like the automated laughters and stuff like that. It was a regular. It was a series, but they made it like it was a reality show. Fucking hilarious, dude. Shout out to The Office. And I definitely was late on it too. I didn't get on The Office till 40-Year-Old Virgin came out. And they were like, he's from The Office. And I was like, what is that? You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, Smokey, what you got?
All right, I got you guys, man. I gotta go with motherfucking South Park, bro. I gotta go with Cartman.
Wow.
Stan,
Yes.
Kyle, man. I gotta go with Cartman. Or all that shit, man. South Park. You guys remember motherfucking Mr. Garrison, motherfucking even
Yeah.
Mr. Slave even.
And who was the dude?
They have all
who
these
were the drugs are
characters that
bad?
would make fun of everybody. They would make fun of everybody.
Mr. Mackey.
Yes.
And
Mr.
bro,
Mackey, motherfucking what was buddy's name?
Remember Mr. Hanky?
Mr. Hanky, yes, that's another one right there.
Who was Mr. Garrison's his puppet?
Motherfucking Lemmy Winks.
Oh my God, throwing it back.
You guys remember that shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, remember Fish Dick?
I love South Park, man.
Bro, Fish Dick. You love it? Love it. Remember they were getting on Kanye? He was like, fish sticks are the greatest. You know what I mean? Because the joke was, you like fish sticks? Yeah, I love them. Yeah, but they're saying fish dicks, right? But you're like, you love them. And then
I do remember that shit. Yes.
He did an auto-tune song. Oh, fish
That shit was
sticks.
so stupid.
Bro,
there's just so many episodes. They would make fun of everybody. Nobody was untouchable, bro. Everybody, they didn't fuck around, bro. I love South Park.
That's why I love the Jewish people, man.
Even Terrence and Phillip, goddammit.
Oh, the Canadians. Hello, Philip.
You
Hello,
fuck your uncle. No, you fuck your uncle.
Hello, Uncle
Shut your
Fucker.
fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
Yes.
You're the one that fucks your Uncle Fucker.
Oh my god, bro.
Yes.
You know what's crazy? I did. They had like they had a one-off show for South Park, and it was all about the behind the scenes in making South Park, and like they were so relevant that like. And they had, this is obviously technology came into play because before they were doing, construction paper cutouts and doing stop motion shit, like kind of like clay animation. And then once they got into the 2000s, you know what I'm saying, they started developing computer programs where now they can do all kind of shit on demand. So like they would write the script. There would be like 25 motherfuckers in the writing room, and you got Matt Stone and Trey Parker. They're leading the charge, and they're writing a storyboard. Then their animators, they go to it, animating the shit. Meanwhile, they go and do all the voices because they do majority of the voices. So they do the voiceovers. Then they do a lot of songs. So like they're in the studio, boom, motherfucking musicians in there. They're doing the writing and singing the songs, and then this is all in a week or a week and a half, so they can meet because they're always like they'll drop an episode, then. They'll drop an episode, then as soon as they drop it, they're already halfway through the next episode. So every time you see South Park, it just got laid down. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like The Simpsons, where The Simpsons, it would take 6 months to make before an episode come out. So they had already like pressed this episode 6 months prior. So it's like. But see, so South Park, that was their approach, so they could be on point with pop culture. Whatever just happened, they're gonna touch on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fucking amazing, dude. Good pick. Fucked me up. All right, here's my next one.
Thank you, sir.
Here's my next one. I gotta go with a classic, and I'm going with X-Files. Because
shit.
As a kid, bro,
yes,
X-Files is probably the show. That is the reason I'm Bogart going down several rabbit holes, because they would discuss and like so much crazy shit. Like that, it was the FBI and they worked in the X-File department, so it dealt with like aliens and black magic and
that shit was dope.
Bro, it was crazy, fucking
Agent
crazy.
Mulder.
Yeah.
What's her name? Sully or Scully? Was it Sully or Scully?
Yeah, I used to think she was hot. Speaking on before,
I don't know, something about her, bro. Like
I don't know. It's the blue eyes with the red hair. I don't know. I used to think she was hot.
That one, yo. She over here trying to solve these motherfucking X-File cases.
Yeah,
and shit
Dr.
like that.
Scully.
I like her.
She was a doctor, and then you had Mulder, who was just he was just like, the truth is out there. You know what I mean? I love X-Files, man. X-Files was incredible to me as a child. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What you got, Fresh?
Oh man! All right, so this is my last one, but then I have a bunch of freaking on.
Yes, same here. I got you.
But I'm gonna take and say I grew up on Hanna-Barbera. That's one of the blessings of being 31, because you wasn't growing up in the 90s. You got to see all the cartoons your parents watched in the 70s and 60s. And therefore, my choice is going to take and be Space Ghost. Before it was a TV show.
Space Ghost.
I love Space
Before
Ghost,
it was
man.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast, like the talk show, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And even like, this is that whole...
Yo, Mantis was
the Johnny
fucking
Quest,
hilarious.
man, just, love it, man. I love it.
Wow. I didn't see you going that way. That's wow.
Yeah, man. So...
Okay, hold on. Hey, Fornicator, go shout your one out. I got to go grab this charger real quick. I'll be in 10 seconds. Go ahead, shout your thing out.
What do you mean shout my thing out? Shout out my page?
Yeah. Oh no, you're
my next pick?
Yeah, next pick. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. All right, I'm gonna go with another cartoon because I don't know, something about these shows with the cartoons. I'm really with it. You guys got me with the Simpsons, South Park. I'm gonna go with motherfucking Family Guy, man. Peter Griffin, Stu. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Brian. Even, giggity, motherfucking Quagmire, always trying to get it in, you know what I'm saying? If I had to pick one character that I fucking love, it's motherfucking Quagmire, bro. Motherfucker's persistent. He doesn't give a shit, bro. He has no morals. That motherfucker's funny as fuck. Hey, he's funny as fuck, bro. I swear to God, bro. Hey, Peter Griffin. Hey, you remember, there was this one episode, right? where Peter Griffin's in an elevator with somebody else, and he just fucking rips to him, bro. He just fucking lets it out. He farts crazy, bro. And dude looks at him, and Peter Griffin just stares at him, and he's like, it wasn't me, it was you. Yo, I was dead as fuck, bro, when he did that shit. That shit was funny as fuck. And then also, on top of it, there'll be shows, right? Like any regular episode, right, would be going on. Out of nowhere. Remember that Chicken Man? Remember him?
Oh, yeah, and they start squabbing?
They would fight to the motherfucking death.
To the death, bro.
Like, they would, out of nowhere.
They would give each other the eye.
And it was motherfucking on, bro. It was a motherfucking onslaught. UFC type shit even, bro. This shit was crazy, bro. This shit was so much fun to motherfucking watch,
he
bro.
He hated that
Straight
chicken.
Up, I love Family Guy. Yeah, he hated it. It was mutual, though. It was some mutual ass shit, bro.
Yeah.
Buddy in the wheelchair, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just everything. This shit was dope, man. Every single character. You know, Meg was always the forgotten one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit. Yeah, Stewie. Oh, my God. Stewie. Stewie was a shit. He would talk all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And the jury's still out on Stewie. I don't know what's up with him. Stewie was crazy. You know, he was suspect, you know what I'm saying? But he was still funny, though. But then again, you know, I got to go back. Quagmire is my motherfucking guy. Giggity.
Bro, I love. Damn, you killed it across the board. I love that. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
You know what's
thank you, sir.
Bro, so like, man, even my last pick is like, it's so hard, man, because
I'm telling you, we're gonna have hella honorable mentions. No
yeah, we're gonna get to it. So okay, first of all, before we get to it, you know, fun fact with Family Guy is that when they canceled Family Guy, and then this was in the early 2000s, they canceled Family Guy because that was one of the first shows that raised the eyebrow of the future PC America, right?
Yeah.
They were like, yo, these Jewish cats, they're really pushing the envelope. You know what I mean? You know, shout out to Seth, what's his name? Seth
MacFarlane. Oh, yeah, MacFarlane.
Yeah, MacFarlane, right?
I was about to say Seth Rogen. Hey, shout out Seth Rogen, too.
Oh, yeah. But see, so Seth MacFarlane, he was taking it to the max, so they had canceled him. Fox canceled him. Then, in the early 2000s, it was the era of the box set DVD, right? And it was one of the highest selling box set DVDs that Fox was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring this thing back. You know what I mean? Because that motherfucker was selling like a motherfucker. Like, anyway, so here's my one. Gotta go on my childhood because it was just one of those ones that, like, if I could find it to this day and it's on, I'd probably watch it. And it's fucking Saved by the Bell, bro. Saved by the Bell was my shit. Because one of my childhood crushes, goddamn Tiffany Amber Thiessen, she was on this show. And, like, the show was all about Zach Morris. And Zach was just, like, a swindling motherfucker. Just swindling, getting all the hoes, conning everybody out of everything, getting money. He was like a young Bogart in the making before Bogart became scot-free and was just like, you know, just a man of the people. You know what I'm saying? I was a young Zach Morris just running through these hoes, just swindling and getting cash out of people. Had many, many minions surrounded by me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Saved by the Bell was just like funny as fuck to me. Like, I don't know, it's one of those ones, man.
That's awesome.
I probably should have said Saved by the Bell first because that's definitely not top on my list. But it's one of those ones, man. Like, okay, but yeah, we can go on. Oh, no, that's it, right? Okay, let's go with some honorable mentions. What you got, Fresh?
All right, man. I got two major ones. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
He threw it back.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey, who was your favorite?
Green Ranger, man.
Hey,
Hey, when you born? You're born 89.
It was either green or white for me. No bullshit.
Yeah, because it was the same dude.
Yeah, the same dude.
But when he had that
same dude.
When he was the Green Ranger, he had that joint that bow, 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 bow.
Yes, I was just about to hit that joint. I swear.
And his joint would come out the water like Godzilla.
Hey, you know that shit was the coldest. I don't
it really was dope.
Says, bro.
Kia.
Yeah. Oh
Hey,
yeah,
that shit was
absolutely, man.
dope.
So yeah, that'd be a huge on. And then the next one, man, take it to documentaries, man. Monster Quest on History Channel.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Love that show, man.
Pretty good. I
my
hate
dad-
that they never find him though. That used to piss me off. I get so into it. You get to the last 2 minutes, they didn't find him.
So season 1, and there was a part 2 episode to this, but so they found fecal matter. No, it was blood. It was blood and hair.
Oh, a Bigfoot.
In
I seen that one.
Season 1. And what it was is Bigfoot was attacking the cabin all the time, all the freaking time. The guy swore. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. He swore by it, and it was one of those things. So he put a spike strip. He put tape everywhere.
Yeah.
What happens? Bigfoot comes back, but what happens is that they saw the DNA and it said it's similar to a man, but not a man. Similar to an ape, but it's not an ape. Unknown specimen.
Bro.
So
listen,
man.
You know what?
So, I love that
say
show
this.
because it just, and some of the stuff was ridiculous. I think there was one about a lizard man in West Virginia. I don't believe in that crap. But then again, you never know. There's a lot of stuff.
You gotta go down several bogey rabbit holes because there is in the past 10 years they have unearthed different like skeleton structures of like species that are unknown that share these qualities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I'm telling you, bro, like they even found one of like the little monkey man human, but it's like,
it's an imp.
Yeah, bro, like, and they found it like in Asia or some shit like that. Like there's all kind of, you know what I mean? Like the truth is out there. Shout out to Fox Mulder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, what you got? Smokey, let's hit some honorables.
Man, I'm gonna rapid fire these because I got a handful.
Yeah,
so
let's
I gotta
go.
go with I gotta go because I remember back in the days, like when I was younger, my stepdad and my mom, they would watch Unsolved Mysteries.
Hey.
And that shit would have fucked me up, bro.
Hey, Doug loves Unsolved Mysteries.
I could not go to sleep, bro. I could not go to sleep after them.
Because that motherfucker, he'll come out the mist. It'll be like foggy and misty.
That fucking guy, bro. I don't even know what his name is, bro. He would fuck me up.
I don't want to know his name. He's scary.
Yeah.
Scary as fuck. All right, cool. Let me lighten it up a little bit. Beavis and Butthead, bro. That shit was I don't care, bro.
Oh my god, bro. Let me tell you something.
That was my shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. I'm going Beavis and Butthead, man. That was another honorable mention. Another one, too, that is still popping to this day. I like Ancient Aliens, bro. I really like that shit. I love the fact that they dig into some crazy shit. They bring it to light. And I'm very, very much, and Bogey knows, conspiracy type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not,
same here.
I like hearing, different research and all this shit. Like, that show, and still to this day, like I said, that shit's still popping.
Bro.
It's still going on. Buddy with the hair, he looks like
he's the Jewish guy. The Jewish guy, bro. He's out there. Hey, Joe Rogan had him on the show back in the days, and he was like, that guy smokes a ton of weed, and he is for real spaced out, and like he believes the shit. I believe it too. Like that guy knows, bro. Like, listen.
And he says, doesn't he claim that he got abducted?
Yeah. Listen, I think I've been abducted. But it was probably because it was like a self-abduction. I was like, let me just go there. You know what I mean? Bruh, I'm telling you. Because here's the thing with aliens or just and stuff like that genre, it doesn't necessarily need to mean, these little gray dudes coming out the sky. It could also mean like, you're interdimensional. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we live in the third dimension. Like, you know what I'm saying? I happen to believe like, fourth dimension. You ever heard of the term demigod? Like that means they're half human and like a lot of the Egyptian pharaohs claim to be demigods. And it wouldn't be far-fetched to think could have been how they built the pyramids, like telepathically. Like, bro, check this out, fellas. Tomorrow I'm gonna drop the episode 5 of season 2, Playmaker AF, and it's featuring my man Hassan. Host of the Rebel Cast. This dude covers all this shit. He covers everything. Like, in the true rebel, the definition of a rebel is like you're just gonna question everything. All the greatest philosophers were rebels because they were like, "Oh, the sun circulates the earth. I beg to differ. And they rebel, and then they're like, and then they fight, boom, they become. That's Plato's. Plato's like, nah. It just so happens we are going around the sun. You know what I mean? Like anybody who's a rebel is somebody who just questions things. You know what I'm saying? Like and just But this app, like, I was so juiced. Like it was crazy. I was smoking a gang of weed. I didn't drink anything. Right, so I was just smoking because he just kept hitting me with mind-blowing shit. And like, I'm very versed in all kind of random isms, especially in this genre, where I was just like, I just kept bringing more things up, and we ended up going for 2 hours. Like it was just like, bro, it's a great episode. It's a great follow too. The Rebel Angel is on Instagram. Yeah, this dude, he's dope, man. He's on some mind-blowing shit, bro. Like, a youngster, too. But anyways, okay, here's some honorable mentions.
Hold on, wait. Let me throw two more last honorable
mentions.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
106 in Park and Rhapsody. I just said, real quick, bro, because that was a shit, bro. 106 in Park.
Because there was no shows like that, too.
Shout out Roxy, I love you. Hey.
Oh, Roxy.
Shit, bro.
That was a great show. That was a great show.
Well, and Roxy's Honduran, by the way.
Is she? I was about to say she's some kind of Hispanic or Spanish for sure.
Yep.
Bro.
Yep.
So, yeah, because she was after Free.
Yep.
Yeah, like after Free. And I don't know, people used to think Free was thick, but I didn't think she was hot. But Roxy, on the other hand, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Brody. Oh, I like that. And shout out to Big Tigger. I'm gonna try to interview that.
He stayed with bars, man. Every episode he got the freestyle.
Straight
yeah,
up.
and he had that. He had the illest platinum piece. Remember, he had the same chain all the time. He had the big ticket.
Yeah,
that shit was hard, bro. Like, cause I was a custom jewelry motherfucker growing up, and he would just be like, he would always, bro. How about this? If you guys want to go on YouTube, look up D12 in Big Tigger's basement. Right, and
in the booth.
Eminem and D12 in the booth, and they're all their pupils are so dilated, it's fucking ridiculous. I love it. Like going back, a callback, in true Seinfeld fashion, going back to the beginning of the show. Fucking Eminem, bro. Come on now. I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. I never meant to bring you to my world. Like, bro, my fandom for Eminem is like explains a lot about me, whether it's lyricism or like my advocate psychedelic usage. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy, bro. Like, okay, so here's some honorable mentions. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out Cheers, right? Cheers was dope, and mind you, a lot of these are gonna be shows that were adopted by Nick at Night at one point. Because if anybody remembers Nick at Night, they would adopt some of these shows in syndication, and they would just show them all night. So and so I never.
As soon as Nickelodeon was done.
Yeah, and at nighttime they're gonna show whatever Roseanne, right? Because Roseanne was it took place in Illinois, and it was like a poor white trash family just trying to make it, and they were so raunchy, Anyways, and then more obviously. I'm a nerd. I got to throw Walking Dead in there. I didn't want to put it in my main list because there's a lot of people that would argue Walking Dead is falling off. I still think it's great. I think they're picking back up steam. Power, that's another one. Mm-hmm. Power is actually pretty good. It pissed me off how it ended, but now they're coming back with chapter 2, what's the sun now. But Power is good. The one thing that pisses me off is about any show, I need good acting. Don't let someone be a poor actor. It will piss me off, bro. I need The Wire, another honorable mention. The Blacklist. You know what I mean? Blacklist was another good one. What else? What's funny too is a lot of people, they told me to get on Lost. They told me to get on Game of Thrones. I never got on those joints. And all
Game
those
of Thrones is decent as fuck, bro.
But
Game of Thrones is decent as fuck.
Listen, I went through season 1 and 2. It was dope. I just never continued it. And this was when it was season to season. I was trying to keep up with it. I just never continued. But then now, I never revisited it after they ended it. And all my Game of Thrones fans, fanatics that are my homies, they're all disappointed.
Yeah, same here.
Right?
Yeah, the ending should have been way better, but overall, it's still
good.
worth the watch.
All right, I'm going after football. You know what I'm saying? I'm going down that rabbit hole. And another one, the Dave Chappelle show, man. Fucking amazing.
Oh my god, bro!
As short-lived as it was, Chappelle show, hide your kids.
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, bro, like Charlie. Oh my god, dude, like
Yeah.
it was.
I saw
so,
Dave Chappelle live a couple years ago, man. It was awesome.
Bro, that show was like, because it was like the closest thing I can get to In Living Color. You know what I mean? Like, because In Living Color was another one that was short-lived, only like 3 seasons. You know what I mean? And like, it's just, you know, so impactful. You know what I mean? You know, John Leguizamo, he had a sitcom that used to come on after. He had not a sitcom. He had a sketch comedy show used to come on after In Living Color. I think it only lasted 1 season. This is actually. Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, dude. But John Leguizamo, he had him one, and then that's actually what propelled his career. Just that 1 season of this sketch comedy show. It was essentially like the Puerto Rican Spanish version of In Living Color. Fucking hilarious.
That's awesome, man.
Y'all remember on In Living Color the Dirty Dozens? So
Vaguely. I had season 3 on DVD.
okay, so check this out. You should go on YouTube, go In Living Color Dirty Dozens. And T-Dog was a character that Jamie Foxx played, and he was an avid champion of. It was like Jeopardy, but Yo Mama jokes. So it'd be like, Stu, give me your mama stank for 900. You know what I mean? It'd be like, your mama is so stank. Your mama's so stank. Flies take a vacation when she's out the shower. You know what I mean? Like, you know, stupid shit like hella like, bro. Look up Dirty Dozens In Living Color. It's hilarious, bro, because none of this shit would fly these days. You know what I'm saying? Your mama's so fat, she got to use a boomerang for her belt. You know what I mean? Like it's just like throwback, like. Man, it was just so crazy because I grew up with that shit where at school we would have Dirty Dozens, you know what I mean? Like it was some shit, man. Well, all right, so check this out.
Jerry Springer too.
Ooh, Jerry Springer.
Hey.
And what's old boy's name too after him, man? He kind of took the mantle.
Maury.
Yeah, you're not the father. Oh, I used to have nightmares of being on that show, bro.
Shit.
Because I was the raw dog king. You know what I'm saying? I was running around just condoms off of sailors, baby. You're like, oh, don't never let me end up on Maury. I used to pray. Oh, that's why I love who I am become now. I don't have to worry about none of that shit.
Growth, baby. Evolution.
Yeah. Okay, well, shit, man. We're going to close this thing up. We're gonna start with my man, the Fornicator. One more again. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
You guys already know. Fantasy Fornicator on Instagram. FF Fornicator on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on my podcast with the Bros on Instagram at Bears, Brews, and the Bros. Find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Let's get it, baby.
Fresh.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? This is Doug Smith. You catch my show. It's called The Touchdown with Doug Smith. It's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Also, as well, you can now catch my stuff on moneyline-media.com.
Oh, we forgot to shout them out in the beginning. Damn it. You know what?
All good.
We're gonna chop this clip anyway. Right here. Go ahead one more time. Let them know.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Moneyline-media.com. You can catch Bogart's stuff on there for GMM Network, and then also my stuff as well, too.
Yeah.
And,
and we're gonna throw that link right in the bio, or we're gonna throw that link right in the description. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Smokey, you gotta look into this one too, man. It's some cross promotion joints, man. We're gonna show
completely
all
free.
love. Yeah, man. And shout out to Moneyline Media. You know what I'm saying? Check them out. You know what I mean? They're another platform that you know what I'm saying, that's just, man, just trying to bring all that great ism to the world. Playmakers, you know where to find me. Go ahead and subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to my man, The Touchdown with Doug Smith on YouTube. All streaming platforms. Y'all make sure y'all follow, like, and review. 5-star, all that shit. The Bears, Brews, and the Bros. Shout out to all the bros, man. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the show, man. This was awesome. We're gonna do
It's a
more.
great episode. It's a classic, man.
Yeah,
motherfucking good ass time, bro. We gotta get that motherfucking karaoke podcast popping though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And-
yeah. I'm with it, man.
Yeah, and I think what we'll do is we'll choose a song for a motherfucker to sing.
Oh yes. We'll chop it up. We're gonna
We'll figure this out.
It's
We'll
gonna
figure
happen.
this
It's gonna happen.
We'll get it going.
But real quick too, Doug. Remember you were like when you were singing "It's Raining Man, Hallelujah," and I was like,
Oh yeah.
and remember I told you I was like in true Seinfeld fashion. I was like, oh, spoiler alert! I'm gonna bring that back around because that was, that was a skit called Men on Film.
Living Color.
Yeah, on the Living Color, where they would just talk about they would review films and they would.
It was Men on Movies. Men on Movies.
Yeah, it was Men on Film. It was definitely Men on Film.
Men on Film. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it was Damon
hated
Williams
it.
and David Allen Greer, and like they would be like, "Pretty Woman hated it, but that Richard Gere, right? So
Yeah,
sexy," and like it was just like it was so racy for the times, bro. Like, can you imagine like being gay in the '90s was still taboo, and like they were doing skits about the shit. Like it was crazy, bro. Like, and Living Color was very innovative, like. And especially for living in a PC, and I'll say this to leave this show off on this note: Playmakers and America, and specifically America. If somebody's making a joke, you know what I mean. Just know the character. You know what I mean? Because it's okay to joke around, but I know with the times we're living in, you can't joke about certain things. But a lot of these comedians, they get canceled for making certain jokes. You know what I mean? And it's like. It's just crazy because if a comedian makes a joke about some shit, he might not feel that way. He's trying to get a laugh, you know what I mean? And like, but either way, maybe even with that said, if you are a comedian or anybody in general, if you're gonna make a joke, let's be more smart about our jokes. Then how about that? Let's be more conscious. You know what I mean? But The Living Color was hella reckless, and I grew up on A Living Color, so that's why I make crazy jokes that I might have to apologize for. Like, shout out to Living Color. Shout out to Keenan Ivory Wayans. Shout out to
all you gay ass motherfuckers. No, I was
you mean he was talking about happy motherfuckers? You know what I mean? He was. You know what I mean? That's what he was saying. Yeah, but hey, fellas, man, thank you again. You know what I'm saying? Instant classic. Hey.
Yeah.